Hello everyone, this is Kawainame TV. This video is all about what if Naruto met Goku. This story is a fanfiction. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Kindly click the bell button for more updates. At the Forest of Death, Sasuke stood on one of a branch of a thick tree and saw 3 shurikens on the tree trunk between him and Orochimaru. If those shurikens hadn't intervened, who knows what could have happened to Sasuke. Orochimaru was laying on the same branch as Sasuke, his legs were coiled around the branch. He looked left and stared at a blonde-haired kid with whiskers on his face. Naruto stood on a higher branch of tree and folded his arms as he smirked down at Orochimaru. On the right of Orochimaru and Sasuke, was Sakura, who was petrified until Naruto showed up. Sorry, Sasuke, I forget the password, Naruto smirked as he folded his arms. Naruto had blonde spiky hair and whiskers on his face. His outfit consisted of an orange tracksuit with blue on the upper shoulders area as well as around the waist, a white swirl with a tassel on the left side, a red Uzumaki swirl crest on the back, a large white collar, orange pants with a shuriken holster attached to his right knee due to being right-handed, blue sandals, and a blue forehead protector that was given to him by Iruka after he graduated from the academy. Naruto would usually wear a black t-shirt inside his tracksuit, but sometimes wore armor underneath his clothing. Sakura beamed at Naruto and said, "Good, Naruto. You look cool now." Sakura had bright pink hair, large green eyes, and fair skin. She wore a red kipao dress with white circular designs, with or without short sleeves, with a zipper, tight dark green shorts, and a forehead protector which she used to accentuate her face. Sasuke's thigh was bleeding. His white shorts were stained with blood. Sasuke is a fair-skinned ninja who has onyx eyes and black chin-length hair. His hair is spiky in the back with bangs that lengthen as the story progresses. As a young child, his bangs hung above his eyes. Sasuke's clothing consisted of the traditional Uchiha clothing, a navy blue, short-sleeved shirt with a high collar and the Uchiha crest on the back and white arm warmers along with white shorts. At present, his pupils were red, with 2 tomos in each eye. Naruto, Sasuke began, you must have come here to show off by helping us, but don't get involved. Run. Sasuke frowned. He's way above our level. Orochimaru watched Naruto eagle-eyed, and smiled, looks like you defeated that big snake, Naruto-kun. Naruto began to frown and thought, that guy looks like a snake. He recalled how the large snake swallowed him into the body. I see. So it must have been that guy's doing. Sasuke started to become frantic. There has never been a situation where things got better when he came. Moving his eyes to the right, and asked himself mentally, what should I do? Hey, 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 hey. Looks like you were picking on the weak, eh? Naruto pointed his index finger at Orochimaru. Now that I, the great Uzumaki Naruto, am here. I'm going to beat you to a pulp. Crap. Sasuke was perturbed, then got in thought, all 3 of us are going to get killed at this rate. What should I do? Sakura noticed Sasuke was panicking and softly said under her breath, Sasuke-kun. Shit. This is the only way I know of. His eyes reverted back to normal. Wait, Sasuke said. Orochimaru looked at Sasuke, waiting for him to continue. Naruto and Sasuke glanced at Sasuke quizzically. He picked a scroll from his pouch, and said, I'll give you the scroll. Please, take this and leave us in peace. Naruto was further intrigued when he heard this. He didn't expect one bit of what Sasuke was about to do. Sakura's face lit up with shock. What? Orochimaru only smiled at this menacingly. Hey, Sasuke, what are you doing? Naruto exclaimed. What are you trying to do by giving the enemy our scroll? Sasuke scowled at Naruto and retorted, you shut up. What? Orochimaru got up and smiled. I see, you're smart, as he put his left hand on his left hip. The only hope the prey has from a predator is to hand over something else to eat to save itself. Sasuke chucked the scroll to Orochimaru. Here, he said with monotony. Naruto quickly bounced from a tree and grabbed the scroll before Orochimaru could catch it and landed on the same branch as Sasuke. You. Sasuke glared over his shoulder at Naruto. Don't butt in. Naruto stood up, and balled his fist, unleashing it towards Sasuke's face. Do you understand the situation you're in? He delivered a powerful jab to Sasuke's face. Sasuke's body shot backwards, but managed to regain his position and landed on another branch. Sakura shocked. What? Naruto took a breather, his eyes seething with rage. Why you? Confusion was etched on Sasuke's face. Why did you do that? After breathing heavily, Naruto said, I forgot the password, so I can't make sure of this, but you're a fake Sasuke, aren't you? Naruto, Sakura interjected. What are you saying? You idiot. Sasuke growled, I'm the real one. Liar. Naruto shot back. The idiot and coward I see in front of me right now can't be the Sasuke I know. I don't know how strong he is, but there is no guarantee that he'll let us go even if we hand over our scroll. You're the one who is scared, the one who doesn't understand the situation. Naruto-kun, Orochimaru finally got on his feet, and licked his face with his frog tongue menacingly. You're correct. I just have to, as he pulled his left sleeve, and showed a tattoo, kill all of you to take the scroll. Then he drew blood from his thumb and swiped it on his left arm from the triceps to his wrist. Naruto noticed something peculiar about this, and zoomed toward Orochimaru. Don't mess with us. Stop. Run, Naruto, cried Sasuke. Damn it. Naruto made an attempt to lunge Orochimaru with his kunai. I've lost faith in you, Sasuke. Orochimaru made special hand seals and casually said, Kuchio's no jutsu. He slammed his palm on the thick tree branch. A pillar of wind surrounded the four ninja, which ripped tree barks. With a puff of smoke, a ginormous snake appeared with Orochimaru on top of it. The snake swung its tongue, shooting Naruto's body towards a tree. It hissed before it shooting itself towards the tree, missing Naruto who managed to evade the attack. How cute, Orochimaru smirked. What a cute prey. The snake lashed its tail, breaking the branch Naruto had just landed on, which caused the blonde to bounce through several other branches above. Before Naruto could deal with any more severe damage, he used his chakra to stick his feet under a nearby tree branch, leaving him suspended. Eat him for now, Orochimaru demanded, motioning his hand towards the suspended blonde. Naruto opened his eyes, revealing red pupils with vertical slits in each eye. Albeit, it was coming from the Kyuubi. Sasuke was simply petrified, and couldn't save his rival. Damn it! Naruto boiled with anger. He bounced from the branch and delivered a right hook kick, which literally made the ground to quake. Orochimaru was shocked that Naruto actually managed to retaliate with a mere kick, but quickly dispelled. This kid, he thought. Naruto flashed left and right jabs repeatedly till the snake gave a cue that it was getting weakened. Sakura was dumbfounded, and managed to stammer, and Naruto's gone berserk. But why is he so strong? Orochimaru puffed his cheeks, and released flames from his mouth, which in result burned Naruto severely as he tried to intercept the attack but failed. The blonde ninja plummeted down, and hit a branch on his back hard. Those eyes, I am sure of it now, Orochimaru concluded. The stupefied Sasuke could utter this, that's Naruto. Orochimaru, after coming to an assumption, studied Naruto with a new zeal. This is getting interesting. Orochimaru angled towards Sasuke and stared at him with those cold icy eyes. You're next. The snake motioned towards the petrified Sasuke, as Orochimaru began to chuckle at his predicament. Sasuke-kun, how will you fight? The snake moved with an incredible speed. Sasuke-kun, cried Sakura. Naruto got in the way with inconceivable speed and intercepted the snake's attack, saving his friend. With a kunai stabbed on the snake's head, the place seeped with blood. Sasuke was shocked to see that the unpredictable ninja blocked the huge snake. Orochimaru was not surprised to see that the Mr. Number 1 unpredictable knucklehead ninja actually blocked the snake. Naruto breathed heavily. Hey, are you hurt? Then looked at Sasuke and grinned sadistically. Scaredy cat. Sasuke immediately remembered the quote and said, Naruto, flashback began. Sasuke's hands tucked in his pockets. Hey, are you hurt? He looked at Naruto and mocked, scaredy cat. Naruto harbored a grudge with, which started to become worse, and he yelled, Sasuke. Flashback ended. Sasuke stared at Naruto and felt that he was being mocked by the idiot. This idiot and coward I see isn't the Sasuke I know, Naruto said, with a look of resentment. Something slimy wrapped itself around Naruto's abdomen, and hefted him upwards. It was Orochimaru's long tongue. Why you? Damn it. Let go. You snake bastard. Naruto cried, attempting to free himself from the grasp of Orochimaru but failed. I'm surprised that the Kyuubi kid is still alive, thought Orochimaru. He made a sign, and moved his head closer to Naruto. So he got excited emotionally, and let a part of the Kyuubi's power leak out. Each finger on his right hand's materialized purple flame. He has grown in an interesting way. The extended tongue's tip lifted Naruto's shirt up, revealing a seal on his stomach. See, your seal is surfaced. Then he called the spell's name, Gogyo Fuin. Naruto finally lost his temper and roared to create a shockwave against Orochimaru. The winds pushed Orochimaru and got smashed into the tree and fell down on a branch. What? This Kyuubi kid? Orochimaru dazed. Naruto landed on the branch, and glared at Orochimaru. But all of a sudden, a portal came up in front of Naruto. What is that? Naruto wondered. What is a portal doing here? Sakura wondered. Sasuke stared at the portal. What? Why is a portal showing up? Sasuke wondered, then something come on his mind and widened his eyes. Can't be. He looked at Naruto, who was staring at the portal. This guy did it. The moment he roared, and knocked that freaky guy, he created a portal. What kind of power does he have? What the hell is that thing? Asked the annoyed blonde-haired kid. He was about to reach his hand on the portal. Naruto, do not touch that portal, cried Sasuke. But Naruto didn't listen anyways. He already touched the portal. All of a sudden, the pressure from portal pulled Naruto, Sasuke, Sakura and Orochimaru almost as if it was gravity. What? It pulled me, confused Naruto. It pulled them inside the portal. They had fallen into the portal. Age 761, November 28, East District, Mount Paozu, planet Earth, at the Goku's house, about the 50 bowls of meals that Goku ate. Ah, I'm stuffed. He patted his stomach and belched. Daddy, a kid with a monkey tail said, you sure eat a lot. He was about 4 years old. He had back-length hair. Okay, you just finished eating. Now go back to study, Gohan, demanded Chi-Chi. Okay. Gohan obeyed as he got off the chair. All of a sudden, the ground shook as if it was earthquake. What is that? Goku asked. He ran outside the house and saw 3 kids unconscious on the grass in the front courtyard. Then Gohan and Chi-Chi caught up. What's going on? Asked Chi-Chi. I don't know, Goku replied, but I need to help them. He searched through his leather pouch and took out 3 green beans. He fed it to all the 3. 3 kids woke up thanks to Senzu Bean. They got up. Naruto was confused and saw the completely different world. He thought it was a dream. What's going on? Shocked Naruto. I don't know. You were unconscious here, replied Goku. Naruto looked around the world like he never seen it before. What's going on? It's like we are in different world. Huh, what are you talking about? Confused Goku. He was not sure what's wrong with Naruto's mind. Sakura punched Naruto on his back head. Idiot, Naruto. Why did you hit me for? Asked Naruto. Naruto rubbed his head. Because you touched the portal, growled Sakura. Sasuke looked around the world like he never seen it before. That idiot. He pulled us into different world. Naruto walked to Goku and asked, who are you? Goku looked down at Naruto and replied, I am Son Goku. Naruto introduced himself. I am Uzumaki Naruto. Uzumaki Naruto. Awesome name. Goku beamed and gestured towards the woman behind him. This is Chi-Chi, my wife. Then he pointed towards the kid with a brown furry monkey tail. And this is my son, Gohan. Naruto displayed his toothy grin and gestured towards the raven-haired kid. This loser is Sasuke, he said bluntly. Then he pointed at Sakura. And this is Sakura-chan. The blonde's head exploded with pain, because Sakura was provoked so much that she clobbered Naruto's head and exclaimed, do not call Sasuke-kun a loser. Naruto winced and rubbed the quickly forming lump. Ow, Sakura-chan, stop hitting me. Sakura flared her nostrils like an irritated bear. I will when you stop call Sasuke-kun a loser. Goku rubbed his back head, and laughed. You're so funny. Then he became serious. What happened? You were unconscious here. Naruto frowned before remembered everything which led up to this moment. Flashback began. Something slimy wrapped itself around Naruto's abdomen, and hefted him upwards. It was Orochimaru's long tongue. Why you? Damn it. Let go. You snake bastard. Naruto cried, attempting to free himself from the grasp of Orochimaru but failed. I'm surprised that the Kyuubi kid is still alive, thought Orochimaru. He made a sign, and moved his head closer to Naruto. So he got excited emotionally, and let a part of the Kyuubi's power leak out. Each finger on his right hand's materialized purple flames. He has grown in an interesting way. The extended tongue's tip lifted Naruto's shirt up, revealing a seal on his stomach. See, your seal is surfaced. Then he called the spell's name, Gogyo Fuin. Naruto finally lost his temper and roared to create a shockwave against Orochimaru. The winds pushed Orochimaru and got smashed into the tree and fell down on a branch. What? This Kyuubi kid? Orochimaru was dazed. Naruto landed on the branch and glared at Orochimaru. But all of a sudden, a portal came up in front of the blonde. What is that? Naruto wondered. What is a portal doing here? Sakura wondered. Sasuke stared at the portal. What? Why is a portal showing up? Sasuke wondered, then something come on his mind and widened his eyes. Can't be, and looked at Naruto, who was staring at the portal. This guy did it. The moment he roared and knocked that freaky guy, he created a portal. What kind of power does he have? What the hell is that thing? Asked the annoyed blonde-haired kid. He was about to reach his hand on the portal. Naruto, do not touch that portal, cried Sasuke. But Naruto didn't listen anyways. He already touched the portal. All of a sudden, the pressure from portal pulled Naruto, Sasuke, Sakura and Orochimaru almost as if it was gravity. What? It pulled me, confused Naruto. It pulled them inside the portal. They had fallen into the portal. Flashback ended. Well, Naruto began, we are from a different dimension. Dimension? Tell me what happened in your world, asked Goku curiously. Naruto nodded and began, but was cut off by Goku. Wait, you can explain what happened in our house. Goku's house featured a kitchen in the White Dome area, a bedroom with a window, and presumably another bedroom on either the other side of the larger part or the narrow side area which connected to the larger part of the house. There was also an outdoor bathtub, which was effectively a steel barrel over the top of a fire. Team 7 and Goku took their seats near a table, as Goku looked at Naruto intently, seeking for his elaboration. Naruto then began to explain the sum and substance of his story. After 10 minutes of explanation, Naruto finally finished by saying, then we got here. Ah, I see. So, you said that you accidentally opened a portal and touched it, then you ended up here, said Goku. Naruto frowned. Nobody warned me about the portal thing. Sasuke clenched the fist and slammed on the table, causing a ruckus. You idiot. I warned you. If you didn't touch that portal, then we wouldn't have been here. Naruto slammed his fist on the table, and yelled, well, maybe you should yell louder next time, dumbass. He retorted. Sasuke got his left foot on the table and his right foot on the chair. What did you say? Wanna fight? Naruto got his right foot on the table and his left got on his chair. Both rivals' heads were close to each other, as they glared at each other with daggers in their eyes. You bet. I always wanted to fight you from the beginning, you know. Flames emanated from Sakura's eyes, not literally, clenched her fists, and really got pissed off. Naruto. Better not hurt my Sasuke-kun, thought Sakura. Inner Sakura pumped her fists through the air. Cha. Kick Naruto's ass, Sasuke-kun. Her train of thoughts was derailed when she heard a growl from behind. She perplexed at this and spun around her heel, to notice an irate Chi-Chi with a frying pan in her hand, which was definitely not a good sign. Goku's wife's eyes seethed with rage, and she lunged towards the table and smashed it to pieces with her frying pan. Team 7, Goku and Gohan were now really scared. Shut up. What is the meaning of this fiasco? Do you even know how to behave in someone's house? Now get out. Chi-Chi screamed in Naruto and Sasuke's face. Goku nervously chuckled and rubbed his back head as he got the heebie-jeebies as well. Alright, let's go outside before Chi-Chi makes any more ruckuses. With that said, the petrified group, including Sasuke, scrambled out of the house. Outside the house, Sakura asked, now since we are stuck in this world, we have no place to stay. Where should we live? Goku pondered about this for a moment before answering, why not you guys go to Old Timer's house and live there? Old Timers? Asked a confused Naruto. Yup, nodded Goku as he smiled. Naruto understood the cues Goku was giving out and beamed, okay, then take us there. Goku smiled and stared into the seemingly cloudless sky. He cupped his hands towards his mouth and called, Kinto-un. It was not long before a speck appeared from the distance, which became bigger and bigger, and finally, a marvelous yellow cloud dashed through the air and slowly descended towards the group. Okay, you can get on it, said Goku. Naruto raised an eyebrow as he stared at the cloud quizzically and asked, is this mountable? Well, only if you have a pure heart. Goku explained. Naruto hopped on the cloud, but he immediately fell through the cloud. He sat himself up and pouted his mouth. Ouch. Why can't I get on it? Sakura rolled on the floor laughing. You don't have a pure heart then. Naruto folded his arms, with a frown on his face. Why not you try to get on then? Sure, no problem, said Sakura. The confident Kunoichi strode towards the cloud, hopped on it, and fell through it, prostrated on the ground. As Sakura ate some dirt, and kicked back into position. Why can't I get on it? I don't have pure heart. She said incredulously. This time it was the blonde who rolled on the floor laughing. In your face, Sakura-chan. Sakura groaned at this and looked to Sasuke. Hey, Sasuke-kun, why not you get on it? Sasuke's hands were dug in his pocket, and said, no, I don't want to. Goku sighed. Okay then I guess I have no choice but to carry you guys there. Goku told the ninjas to hold on to him, otherwise they would fall down to death. After all, the speed of the marvelous yellow cloud rivaled a supersonic jet. After a while, they reached near an island. Upon reaching the small island, Goku introduced Team 7 to his friends and mentor, Krillin and Roshi respectively. After a little chat with Krillin, Goku flew back to his home, which was perched on a hill. An unknown flying object was soaring through the vast space, entering Earth's atmosphere. Due to the flying object entering the Earth's atmosphere at a very high speed, the friction between the air and the body entering it caused it to burn with flames. East District, Mount Paozu, Planet Earth. A voice cried, Gohan-chan. Gohan-chan. Chi-Chi was looking, calling her son. She went to the front courtyard and called, lunch is ready. Assuming that he may be nearby. In the forest, Chi-Chi's voice still echoed through the forest. Gohan-chan. Gohan-chan. Where are you? Unbeknownst to Chi-Chi, Goku was jumping from branch to branch till he found a large thick tree. He stood in front of the tree and took a moment to look at it before smiling widely and said, this will do. He dropped into battle stance, reeled his fist back, shot it forward, chopping down the tree in the process. Goku's fist can play the role as an innovative axe. Goku's house. Goku tossed the log of wood on his back with brute strength and trotted towards home, only to meet with his wife. Chi-Chi's eyes was evident with hope, as she asked, welcome back, Goku-sa. Have you seen Gohan-chan? Goku dropped the log, looked at Chi-Chi and said, I'm famished already. What are you talking about? Have you seen Gohan-chan? Repeated Chi-Chi. Goku looked at Chi-Chi like she was a Martian. Huh, I ain't seen him. Where could he have gone off to? If you don't eat and get out of here soon, Mutant Roshi-sama and the others will grow impatient waitin' for you. Goku smiled. All right, I'll go look for him. I don't think he's gone too far off. Right. Goku ran off, leaving a trail of dust behind him. Leave it to me. I'm counting on you, cried Chi-Chi. While Goku was gone, she sighed, really, what am I going to do with that boy? Spinach wastes. The flamingos were cosily eating grass. A fatigued farmer laid his hat on the back compartment of his old blue, beat-up, pickup truck and sighed, taking a breather. The farmer was of average height, his hair was black, his hat looked like straw hat with a black rope, wore round glasses, mustache, a plain shirt underneath a denim overall, and brown working boots. The farmer removed his hat from his head and fanned himself. He looked at his field and said, just a little bit more now. Something caught the farmer's attention. Something burning red, what the farmer would presume is a meteor, or an UFO. The meteor UFO hurtled overhead the farmer and crashed a little further in his farm, causing debris of clouds to form. The farmer could simply gape in utter shock. He stared at the debris of clouds and said, what was that just now? A meteor, a UFO. After a few seconds of composing himself, he hopped into his pickup truck and started it. I better go check it out. He sped towards the crash spot. He nearly ran over 2 flamingos, driving like a madman. After reaching upon the crash site, he hopped out of his vehicle with his shotgun and trotted towards the edge of the crater. In the crater, it was a beat-up metallic pod with a red window. Ah, that's no meteor. What in tarnation is it? The door of the metallic pod opened, and a man got out of it. The man levitated up into the air, and landed on the ground in front of the farmer. The dumbfounded farmer could simply stagger backwards as he continued to gawk at the farmer. The mysterious man stepped on the edge of the crater in front of the farmer and looked at him with a scowl on his face. He didn't seem to be pleased with seeing the farmer. The farmer couldn't help maintaining his composure. He pointed his gun at the mysterious man. Who are you? CC, come no closer. The mysterious man had extremely long, spiky black hair, brown and black colored battle armor with navy blue boots, armored gloves, a navy blue chest protector, orange thigh and crotch pads that matched his shoulder pads, and red bands around his right thigh and bicep. He wore black short shorts under his armor, as well as a scouter attached to his left eye. The mysterious man pressed a button on his device. As it blinked, it let out a beep and displayed a deciphered code on the screen of the device. The man scoffed at the farmer. You only have a power level of 5. As expected, this planet is filled with weaklings. As he took a step forward, provoking the farmer to bring it on. The farmer nearly jumped out of his skin, metaphorically, and backed away. He threatened with a pointed gun, if you take one more step, I'll shoot you. I mean it. The man chuckled with glee. Oh, then why don't you shoot me right here? He said provokingly, taking another step forward. The farmer panicked and fired his gun at the man, but to his astonishment, the man shot his hand to his face in one instant and caught the bullet in midair, with a smirk on his face. He held the bullet between his thumb and index finger. The farmer's world shattered. He'd just caught a bullet. Just who is this person? How will he get out of this predicament? The farmer shook himself from his stupor and made an attempt to flee. Before the farmer could turn around, the man flicked the bullet straight through the farmer's body, hitting the truck, totaling it and killing him. The man stared at the deceased farmer and said, "It's a race of utter weaklings. You are no match for an elite Saiyan warrior, Raditz." Just then the device attached to his left eye beeped and began to read something, causing him to look towards the mountains far off to the west in a contemplating manner. A life form, of great power, distance 4,880, as he took off flying in the direction of the reading he just received. He muttered under his breath. Is that you, Kakarot? Forest. Mount Paozu. Gohan had been calling his father, and cried while drifting through a forest. He encountered an orange saber-toothed tiger, and had fooled it with his feigned death in order to save himself from being eaten. However, the tiger took Gohan's hat and ran away. This caused Gohan to chase after it. Then he fell from the edge of the hill because Tiger went to different direction to avoid Gohan, and thought he was going to die after his fall. However, he survived. His tail had strangled itself on a small branch. Gohan met a cute blue sparrow. The bird flew away and the boy tried to reach his hand out towards him, only to apply weight on the end of the log and plummet into the river along with the log of wood. Gohan was scared as he hung tight till he saw his father, who was making an attempt to save him. But Goku couldn't seem to rescue his son because his son went inside a cave, being continuously pushed by the strong current. Unfortunately, or so Goku thought, Gohan fell from the edge of the waterfall, plummeting down toward the pool of water. That's what Goku thought. Goku was about to jump in the pool of water to save his son, but was stopped when he heard Gohan wailing from above. Goku ascended with his Kintoon and stared at Gohan, who was clung on a branch above the waterfall. Gohan got on Kintoon and hugged his father. Goku smiled and gave the hat to Gohan, then were on way to Kame House. With Raditz was flying past a city and was pissed off at how many people were still alive and growled, "That lousy Kakarot." Wasteland. A green alien with his white cloak, dressed in blue gi, wore round white headwear and was taller than Goku. His arms was folded and stared at nothing but a wasteland as he stood on a plateau. That was Daimyo Piccolo, who tried to take over the world, but his dreams were shattered thanks to Son Goku 5 years ago. He was thinking about his future conquest when he suddenly stifled a gasp and spun around his heel frantically. He looked like he had just been punched in the gut. What is this? This power I'm sensing, could it be Goku? He waited for the situation to unfold. It was not long before a speck came in view and Piccolo had to squint at it. He lit up his face with shock. No, it's not. The speck became bigger and soon saw Raditz. With marvelous speed, Raditz approached Piccolo stood on the plateau. He studied Piccolo's face. Raditz frowned. You're not Kakarot. Piccolo's shocked expression dispelled, and demanded. What do you want? Do you have some business with me? I don't have any business with the likes of you, replied Raditz. Then what have you come here for? Do you want to die? Raditz chuckled at Piccolo's blunt comment. Well, aren't you the feisty one? Let's see. He pushed the button on his device, which was a scouter, which in result began to analyze Piccolo's power level. With a single beep, it executed the results which appeared on Raditz's screen. Raditz looked amused and said, "Oh, and I see why. Power level 332. It's respectable. Almost. But it's still nowhere my level." Piccolo twitched his eyebrow in irritation as began to lose his cool, and shifted into battle stance. He clenched his fist and bellowed, "Why you? Do you have any idea who you're talking to? I'm going to put you out of your misery here and now." Raditz chuckled with glee. "Congratulations on signing your own death warrant. Because today is the day you die." Piccolo shot back with daggers in his eyes. "We'll see about that," Raditz said with monotony. Piccolo began to sweat, and thought to himself, is he really as strong he thinks he is? Does he really think he can beat me? Only one way to find out. Then, Piccolo shot his arm out, firing a yellow blast at Raditz's head on. Hyaa. This created a billowing cloud of dust. Piccolo began to smile at his downfall. But it quickly faded and was replaced with shock. As soon as the cloud of dust dissipated, he saw Raditz who had not even moved a muscle. Piccolo gaped in utter shock. His world shattered. Raditz dusted his armor and laughed. "Is that all you can do? Though I got to admit, it's good in kicking up dust." He plastered a devious smile. It was like cold water had just been splashed on Piccolo's back. Raditz's devious intentions were now reflected in his eyes. He continued to drone on. "If that's the case, let me show you some of my signature move. You should be honored. I'm giving you the privilege to get wiped out from the face of this planet by me. This is what real power is." He raised right arm and chuckled menacingly, charging a purple sphere of energy. At first, it flickered a few times. Then, with a purple flash, it materialized. It was no sooner than he was about to launch his signature move than his scouter beeped and blinked twice, which caused him to discharge the purple sphere abruptly. Raditz got a reading and said, "A new signal. It looks like a new power level which is even more powerful." He levitated to the sky, leaving a gaping Piccolo. Once he kept enough distance in the air, he scoured around his surroundings, trying to figure out where the reading was coming from. The scouter beeped once again. Raditz looked to his left. "It's that way. Yes, this definitely must be Kakarot." With that said, he skyrocketed towards the direction of the reading. "Where are you, Kakarot?" he shouted. Piccolo tried to shake himself from being dazed. His whole body was shaking, like he had just come out from a hectic roller coaster ride. He fell on his knees and hands and hyperventilated. At the same time, curiosity began to eat him. What was the man's next scheme? Who is this Kakarot? Not that he cares, but he felt it was something very crucial. "He's miles away and I still can't stop myself from trembling," Piccolo said with consternation. Raditz was flying above the clouds and mumbled under his breath. "Have you lost sight of your pride as a Saiyan, the mightiest warriors in the universe?" Kakarot. Kame House. The helicopter descended on the island by Kame House. A blue-haired woman ran to the house, and peered through the entrance, and waved. "Good afternoon. It's been so long." Krillin and Roshi beamed at the woman. "Bulma-san," both exclaimed in unison. Bulma had blue hair cut short and big, blue eyes. She wore a white lab coat over a blue top and white cargo shorts that were accentuated with a black belt. She also had white sneakers, blue socks, a watch on her left wrist, and red earrings. Roshi walked towards Bulma and said, "I didn't think you would be able to make it. In fact, I thought you'd never come even after the longest time." Bulma gave Roshi an amicable smile and said, "Well, I'm here anyway, aren't I?" She swooshed a present from behind her back in front of Roshi, which startled him. "Here, I got you some manju beans." Roshi looked at the present and chuckled while rubbing his back head. "Oh, you didn't have to give me anything though." His eyes were fixed on Bulma's chest. He slowly crept towards her. "I would appreciate it if you let me puff your boobs." Ha ha ha. Roshi's head exploded with pain. Bulma just threw the present at him on the top of his head. Then the beer slipped on his head and bumped on it as well. Roshi grabbed his head and groaned in annoyance. Still no sense of humor, eh? Bulma was still positioned in her follow-through and grimaced. "And you're still a dirty old creep. What's going on?" a voice asked. Bulma glanced behind her shoulder at Team 7. She turned around and looked at them quizzically. "Who are you, kids?" Krillin trotted towards Bulma. "Oh yeah." He gestured towards the ninjas. This is Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura. He introduced respectively. Then for a good measure, he added, Goku asked us to take care of them 2 weeks ago. They are from different dimensions. Dimensions? Asked a dumbstruck Bulma. It's a long story. He took the present from Bulma and balanced it perfectly on his finger, like as if it was a basketball. By the way, Bulma-san, what's happening with Yamcha-san? Bulma got irritated by the question and pulled the sides of her lab coat together before ranting, Yamcha, that jerk. How should I know? He could be out chasing all the girls in the city for all I care. I'm done with that guy. I didn't even tell him that we were getting together. Her irritated face was replaced with a smile. But who cares? We can have fun without him. Naruto narrowed his eyes at the woman. You sure are noisy, only to get clobbered by Sakura. He rubbed his head. Look who's talking. You've been noisy all the time, idiot, chewed Sakura. How have I been noisy? Naruto winced. Well, since 2 weeks, you've been made a noise here and never get your mouth to shut up. Naruto frowned. I just turned into 13 years old 2 days ago, and no one is here to celebrate my birthday, even in other dimension. Oh, I'm sorry. Sakura also sympathized for Naruto. He told her a lot about her, apart from the demon inside her of course. He told her a lot that villagers always abused him for no reason, and he never had a birthday party before in his life. You guys sure do fight a lot, said Roshi. They sure do, agreed Kuririn. Sakura thought that both talked about them, so she was about to speak up, but was interrupted by Bulma. So then, where's lunch-san? Asked Bulma as she had her hands tucked in her pockets. Kuririn replied, she went out somewhere, chasing after Tenshinhan-san, 5 years ago. He walked away like he had business elsewhere, placed the present on a table and opened the lid. He drooled at the manju beans and grabbed 2. With Raditz was smirked while flying and the scouter signaled to show him that Kakarot went to right. The position of this power is moving at considerable speed. His eyes moved to right, and flew to the right. Came House Goku was riding on the cloud and smiled, there. That's Mutant Roshi-sama's house, as he went close to the island. With Raditz, miserable Kakarot. You're not getting away from me, Raditz growled, as he went to right once again. Came House Goku stopped and landed on the island as he cuddled with Gohan in his arms. Yoo-hoo, as he walked toward to the house and smiled. Bulma glanced behind him while Kuririn was eating. Bulma was shocked to see Goku again. Kuririn accident dropped one of his buns. With Raditz he flew through the cloud, and shocked, it stopped. Came House, Goku, Sun-kun, Naruto, Kuririn, and Bulma greeted in unison. Goku waved his left hands and smiled at them. Roshi showed up on the left side of Bulma. Sakura and Sasuke were behind them. Naruto was in front of Bulma and looked up at Goku that held Gohan. Bulma was confused when she saw the boy in Goku's arms. Huh, what's up with the boy? Have you taken up a job babysitting, Goku? Asked Kuririn. Goku looked at Gohan, and smiled, he's my boy. Kuririn, Bulma, and Roshi was in shock and cried in unshin, why yours, Goku? Goku put his son and nodded, yeah, that's right. Hey, how comes you were shocked? Interrupted Naruto, I mean, you're friends of Goku's, right? Bulma nodded, and replied, well, we hadn't seen him since 5 years. We saw him 2 weeks ago, but we never seen him carrying his son here, said Kuririn. Goku looked at the kid, and said, go on, say hello, then Gohan looked at them and at Goku, and bowed politely, good afternoon. Bulma, Kuririn, Roshi, Sakura, and Naruto bowed before him, yes, good afternoon. But Roshi lifted his head and saw that Gohan still bowing, then he moved his head down again. Sasuke crossed his arms over his chest. HN. Gohan finally lifted his head and smiled as Goku introduced, his name is Son Gohan. He looked at the turtle as it was smiling at him. The turtle blushed because Gohan was looking at him. Son Gohan. So, you're giving him the name of your late grandpa? Asked Roshi. Yeah, nodded Goku. Still, this is a surprise. To think that Goku would bring a child along. Gohan looked at Turtle as it approached him and he hugged Goku's legs. Gohan-kun, how old might you be? Asked Bulma. She squatted down so Gohan can see her. Then Gohan took his eyes on her, counted his fingers and answered, I'm 4 years old. Wow, he's got good manners, considering he's your boy, Sun-kun, smiled Bulma. She ruffled the kid's hair. Bulma was staring at Gohan and asked, "Say, Gohan-kun, what are you going to be when you grow up?" "A great scholar," the kid said proudly. Scholar. Bulma just spotted the tail behind Gohan. "A tail? Yeah, just like I had before, right?" smiled Goku. "You're right," Kuririn said. Gohan pat on the turtle's head and smiled happily. The turtle smiled back. Bulma shot up to her feet and got close to Goku. Say, does anything happen to your boy that's strange in particular?" "Strange?" confused Goku. Roshi got close to Goku as well, looking frantic. For example, does he undergo any changes on nights when the moon is full?" Goku pondered about this for a moment before saying, "Nights when the moon is full. Well, we all go to sleep early and all." He looked at Roshi. "How come?" Roshi and Bulma quivered, like as if creepy snowmen were breathing on their necks. Both raised their hands simultaneously and exclaimed, "It's nothing. It's nothing. In that case, it's all right." Roshi sighed. Say, Goku, is your boy strong, like you?" Goku folded his arms and frowned. "About that, I think he has quite a bit of power, but Chi-Chi gets mad when I try to train Gohan." "How come?" "That's such a waste, isn't it?" asked Kuririn. "Ain't it, though?" agreed Goku. "She says the world is at peace now, so we don't need martial arts anymore, and that from now on, it's time for studying." Roshi laughed. "So the tomboy of a girl turned out to be an education-minded Mana-san, huh?" The turtle followed Gohan as he ran toward Goku, and hugged him. Bulma then smiled and crouched again near Gohan and noticed something vaguely familiar on his hat. "Oh, Goku, isn't this a Dragon Ball on your son's hat?" Bulma asked, gesturing towards the boy's hat. "Yeah, it's Si Xingqiu, the 4-star ball," replied Goku. "It's a keepsake from my grandpa, you know. I searched it out and stuck it on there. I also found San Xingqiu and Lu Xingqiu while I was at it. I keep them at home." Bulma stood up and smiled. "That sure takes me back. Dragon Balls, huh? Hey, what's Dragon Balls?" asked Sakura. "Yeah, what does Dragon Balls do?" wondered Naruto. Goku looked at Naruto and smiled, then answered the question. "Once you gather 7 Dragon Balls, and you will be granted any wish." Sasuke was shocked in thought. "Huh? Grant any wish?" Then he smirked. "Sounds good. I will have an eternal life, and have a revenge to kill Itachi." "Really?" excited Naruto. Goku nodded. "Awesome. I could ask for a many ramen. I can wish for a charm so I can get Sasuke-kun." She looked at Sasuke and blushed. Kuririn picked the stone up and smiled at Goku. "Are you going to gather the Dragon Balls together and wish for something else?" With the last word, he chucked the stone toward the ocean, making it bounce a few times till it drowned in the water. "I ain't got anything special that I want to wish for," Goku said as he picked up a stone as well and chucked it into the sea at an inconceivable speed. "And here I thought that now that Goku has a family, his power might have diminished," thought Roshi. "You've got incredible power, the same as ever, ha," smiled Kuririn. All of a sudden, Goku sensed something and looked around the island. What is that? What's wrong?" asked Roshi. Something's coming this way," panicked Goku. Naruto walked over to Goku, and asked, "Are you sure?" "Yeah," answered Goku. Kuririn scoured his eyes around his surroundings and asked, "Something's coming." Bulma folded her arms. "I wonder if it's Yamcha. Awesome. I feel an amazing power." "What is it?" thought Goku. Then he looked above at the sky. His sweat dropped and trembled. He saw someone approach to the small island. "It's here!" cried Goku. Naruto, Sakura, Sasuke, and Kuririn looked at the sky. Kuririn shielded his eyes with his hand and squinted at the man who was approaching the island, and asked, What is that?" "Who is it?" thought Goku. "What kind of ferocious bloodlust is this?" Roshi thought as the newcomer landed. Raditz smirked at Goku. "So, we finally meet. You've grown, huh?" Raditz smirked and stared Goku. "So, we finally meet. You've grown, huh?" Goku was puzzled after hearing what Raditz said. It was almost as if Raditz had known him for a long time. "But I still recognized you at first glance, Kakarot," said Raditz. "Kakarot?" confused Goku. Raditz chuckled. "You look just like father." "What does that mean?" asked Goku. Kuririn looked left at Goku and asked, "What is this? What is this guy saying?" "Kakarot, what is with the condition of this planet?" growled Raditz. You were supposed to have been under orders to dispose of humanity, as he pointed index finger at Goku. What the hell have you been goofing around for? Goku was very confused what Raditz just say, so he had to glance over his shoulder at Roshi, but Roshi said nothing anyways. Kuririn pointed at Raditz with his right arms on his right hips. Now look here, you. I don't know who you are or where you're from, as he picked Stone up, and walked to Raditz scoofing, but go on back, go on back. Shoo, shoo, you know, it won't do for you to be out drunk this early in the afternoon. Go on back, go on back. Kuririn, don't get close to him. Goku warned Kuririn. Raditz slapped Kuririn with his tail toward Kame House, and got smashed into the wooden wall of Kame House. Kuririn, cried Goku. Sakura cried, Kuririn-san. Naruto gulped as he thought to himself, man, he is dangerous than Zabuza, as he witnessed Raditz hit Kuririn with his tail. What the? Mumbled Sasuke. Why, you, growled Goku as he got in his offensive stance, but was shocked by seeing Raditz's tail include Bulma, Roshi, Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura. He got tail. He possessed the same tail as Gohan's tail. What's going on? Asked Naruto. A tail. This guy has a tail, shocked Bulma. Raditz wiggled his tails, and smirked, looks like you've finally learned my identity. Your identity? Asked Goku as he tried to push Gohan that got on his leg tightly. What do you mean, Kakaret? Raditz yelled as Goku looked at him. Have you even forgotten about that? My name ain't that funny caca whatever nonsense. It's Son Goku. How can this be? Gohan ran to Goku and hugged to Goku's leg again, and Goku tried to push him off. Hey, go on, now, demanded Goku. Hey, have you ever taken any strong shocks to the head in the past? Asked Raditz. What? Goku was not sure what Raditz just say. Back when you were a child or sometime, did you ever hit your head hard? Raditz asked as Goku picked his hand off of his leg so Bulma could grab Gohan. Answer my question. I did. I don't remember it, but when I was good and little, I hit my head. What? I still have the scar, even now. So that's it after all, huh? But what does that have to do with anything? Goku, interrupted Roshi. Goku glanced over his shoulder at the old man. Roshi cleared his throat and began, long ago, your grandfather, Son Gohan, told me something. One day, deep in a valley, he found something unusual, like it had fallen from the sky. When he got closer and looked at it, there was a round capsule, and inside it was a baby that had a tail. He took him home, and tried to raise him. But he had a violent disposition, and never took to him, and he was utterly at this wit's end over him. But then, one day, he fell into a ravine by accident, and hit his head hard, nearly dying. However, having an unbelievable life force, the baby apparently survived. What's more, afterward, his violent nature disappeared, and he became a good little boy. After hearing Roshi's story, Naruto's eyes widened and looked at Goku stared at Roshi. He's like me. Naruto felt so similar to Goku when Goku was a kid. Because Naruto still had monster inside him, and Goku used to have a monster inside him. Goku was shocked to hear Roshi's story, and asked, that was me. Roshi nodded. So then, what does that mean? Asked Bulma. Does this guy and Sun-kun have some kind of connection? Goku looked at Raditz, and asked, hey, who the hell are you? Tell me who you are, and he pointed his finger at him. You're being one difficult bastard, forgetting everything like this, scowled Raditz and chucked, fine. I'll remind you, then. From here on, I'll have a lot of work for you to do for me, after all, as he wrapped his tail around his waist. Kuririn finally woke up, and got out of hole that he got thrown into. He rubbed his bald head, and approached Goku. Are you okay, Kuririn? Asked Goku. Be careful, Goku. That's no ordinary guy, warned Kuririn. Goku moved his pupil to Raditz without titled his head at Raditz. So it would appear. And he finally moved his head toward Raditz. To be honest, just us standing here looking at each other like this has got me scared. This has never happened to me before. Raditz scoffed. I'll tell you, then. You are not a human from this planet. You were born on planet Vegeta. You are a proud Saiyan, the mightiest warrior race in the universe. The universe, shocked the Forgotten Saiyan. Warriors. Green-haired female looked at Goku. Saiyan, wondered the bald-head midget. The mightiest, trembled Master Prankster. Planet Vegeta, wondered the Avenger. Just who is he? Wondered Wide-Forehead Girl, as she referred to Raditz. And I am your older brother, Raditz, said the Saiyan warrior. Goku was in very shocked and didn't want to believe that this villain Saiyan was his really brother. Kuririn couldn't help but to shock to hear Raditz's word. Gee, Goku's older brother. Bulma's eye widened. Be brothers. You're kidding. Stop talking nonsense, said Goku. Alright, if Goku is from outer space, then what is he doing on Earth? Asked Kuririn. Raditz chuckled. The answer is simple. Kakarot, you were sent here to exterminate the bothersome humans that live on this planet. Goku's eyes were widened, and shocked. I was what? We Saiyans are a renowned warrior race, explained Raditz. Our task is to go through space, searching for planets with good environments, and once we've exterminated those who already live there, we sell them for a high price to aliens who are looking for a suitable planet. Adult warriors embark directly upon planets where those with a higher battle power live. But to planets like this one, which have a lower level, we send babies like you. If that's the truth, then you guys are awful, said Kuririn. That's crazy. You even make Piccolo look lovable, said Roshi. Bulma grabbed Gohan and hauled into him. How can you send babies off on their own? Sakura got into conversation. That's right. How can you do that? Raditz smiled like a evil staring at Gohan's tail. Kakarot, given several years, you should have had plenty of time to purge these nuisances all by yourself. If only you had remembered your orders, that is. And he looked at Sky then folded his arms. Luckily, this planet has a moon, as well. Goku puzzled. Hey, why is it so lucky that there's a moon here? Raditz scowled. Don't play stupid. It is when the moon is at its fullest that we Saiyans are at our best, you know. A mangation of Kuririn, Bulma, and Roshi showed when Great Ape showed up during the full moon made them shiver in fear. What are you talking about? I don't understand what you mean at all, said Goku. What? Raditz looked down at Goku's behind and shocked. It can't be. Where's your tail? Goku looked at his own butt. What happened to your tail? Growled Raditz. Goku said calmly, it got cut off and disappeared long ago. How can this be? You miserable fool, as Raditz clenched his right fist. It's no wonder you were able to get along with the beings on this planet. Enough, demanded Goku. It doesn't matter if I am some whatever you call it guy from another planet, or if you are my big brother. Kuririn is right. Anyone like that is a lowlife, and he pointed his thumb at himself and smirked. I am Son Goku, and I was raised here. Then he stood up straight and gritted his teeth. Now get out of here right now. Right. Like he said. Whatever his past may be, right now, Son Goku is a fine earthling, more so than anyone else, said Roshi. Goku has even saved the world. Get lost, ordered Kuririn. Chucking, Raditz walked past Goku and others, then Bulma got out of his way with Gohan. Even so, I cannot allow this to be. As he looked down at Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura. Not even you. Naruto jumped back and got on his guard. Damn you bastard, as Sasuke and Sakura got out of his way. Raditz looked at the sky, and got on serious face then looked at Goku, and others. The Saiyans have always been a race few in numbers, but now, after colliding with a giant meteor, the planet Vegeta had blown up. Just about all of the Saiyans were vaporized into space dust. Our father and mother included, and he walked toward the Bulma's helicopter without took his eyes off at Goku and others. Including you, there are only 4 remaining Saiyans. Me and one of the others were spared because we were off assaulting another planet. And as for the other one, he was lucky enough to be sent off to another planet, just like you were. Earlier, we inadvertently found a nice planet that we ought to be able to sell for an extremely high price. And he looked at the helicopter. We'd like to go attack it, but it looked like we'd have a hard time of it with just the 3 of us. And he looked back at Goku. That's when I remembered about you, Kakarot. Then, finally, he walked toward Goku, and others. Your battle power is still incomplete, but if you were to join up with the 3 of us, you could still manage. As he got close to Goku's face. Stay away. Goku jumped back away from Raditz. Open your eyes, Kakarot, laughed Raditz. Goku guarded himself as well as his friends. Sasuke got in thought. Damn it, and he finally activated his Sharingan eyes. I wonder if my technique would work on him. I ought to give it a try. Naruto saw Sasuke made a hand seals, and asked, what are you doing, Sasuke? You can't beat him. He is too strong. Sasuke growled. Shut up. And he puffed the air so hard. Kaden. Gokaku no Jutsu. And he blew the great fireball toward Raditz. Goku and his friend was shocked to see the giant fireball coming from his mouth. The fireball hit head-on Raditz. As soon as it hit Raditz, the smoke kicked up dust. Sasuke laughed. That should do the trick. However, he was shocked because as soon as the smoke became cleared, Raditz was still standing unharmed, not even his armor got burned. What? Sasuke growled. Sakura's jaw dropped. Raditz is still unharmed. Naruto widened his eyes and mumbled to himself. Raditz took an attack like it was nothing to him. While looking at Raditz laughing. I am impressed, said Raditz without looking at Sasuke. However, it was not enough, and he looked at Sasuke. Sasuke was trembled in fear and got on his knees. That technique was just a mere weakling. What? You said I am weakling? Asked Sasuke. Raditz chucked at Sasuke and say nothing. I am not weakling. I am proud noble of Uchiha clan. Uchiha clan supposedly is the strongest clan in my village. Are you telling me that I am weakling? Raditz laughed. You sound like Vegeta. Your attitude are too cocky just like Vegeta. You're lucky that I am not going to kill you right here and now. And he looked at Goku and others who are still on guard. Anyways, let's get back to the topic, shall we? Sasuke looked down at ground, and shook in tremble. I am weakling. I, a member of Uchiha clan, am that weakling. Goku looked at Sasuke whom was still on his knees. He got a little key in him. I guess I will have Roshi teach Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura, and he looked back at Raditz. Raditz finally got back to the topic again. It will be fun. Is your Saiyan blood not stirred? Gohan hugged Bulma tightly and trembled. I'm scared. Don't be ridiculous, growled Goku as he showed his fist. I'd die before lending my hand to you. At first, Raditz was shocked to hear Goku that he would not do anything for him no matter what. Then, Raditz smirked as he was starting at Goku. So that's how it is, huh? And he looked behind Goku. For a while now, I've been wondering, that boy behind you is your son, isn't he? As he pointed his thumb at the half Saiyan. Goku looked behind at Gohan and back to Raditz, then answered, and no. It's no use trying to fool me. That tail is proof that he carries Saiyan blood, isn't it? Bulma was startled after hearing that Raditz told the truth and hide his tail. Goku stood up, and admitted, so, what if he is? Then he got on his offensive stance. Raditz chuckled, since you, his father, won't listen to reason, and he extended his left arm and pointed at Goku, I guess I'll have to borrow your son for a little while. He strolled toward Goku. Goku put his left arms as his hand clenched into fist on his left side, while his right arms was on his right side. Keep back, but Raditz still walked toward him. Just try to come any closer. I'll knock you flying. Raditz got closer and closer to him, and Goku raised his right fist. Raditz disappeared and appeared in front of Goku, and right knee struck harder on Goku's guts. He got knocked away from Raditz and fell on the ground near the ocean. Naruto and Sakura cried, Goku-san. Gohan got off from Bulma and ran to Goku and Bulma tried to catch him but failed. He cried, Father! Goku screamed in the pain and grabbed his own stomach. Father! You mustn't go! Cried Bulma. Gohan-kun! Cried Kuririn as he and Roshi went to Gohan and others. Gohan ran closer to Goku, however was grabbed by Goku's Saiyan brother. Whoa, there, said Raditz. Gohan began to cry like a crybaby. He looked at Goku who was laying on the ground and screamed in the pain. Kakarot, I'll be taking the child. If you want him returned alive, you'll listen to what your brother tells you to do. Goku opened his eyes and looked at Raditz who was laughing at him. Damn it. Goku went down with only one blow, shocked Kuririn in the middle between Roshi and Bulma. Kakarot, I'm giving you only 1 day, so think about it. Said Raditz. You'll probably have to get your friends to help, too. Still, you'll have to show me some proof. But that's a simple matter. By this time tomorrow, you'll kill 100 of this planet's humans, at least for now, and pile their bodies up here. Goku, Team 7, and others shocked, what? You heard me, right? I'll be looking forward to tomorrow. Raditz turned his back on his own brother, and glanced over his shoulder. He is my brother's son, after all. If possible, I don't want to have to kill him. Gohan was struggling to get off of Raditz whom still hold his shirt. Raditz took a glance at Gohan who was still crying. Father, I'm scared. Goku raised his left hand and looked at the crybaby Gohan. Gee Gohan, you got that. Let me say it again just to be sure. You are to kill 100 of this planet's people and pile up their bodies here by tomorrow. Ordered Raditz. Goku was laying on the ground as water got to Goku. Goku rubbed his stomach with his left eye closed as he glared at Raditz. If you do, we will let you join our group. And of course, if there are no bodies here, it will mean the death of your son. Gohan cried, Father, that's gutless of you. How can you use a child like that? Growled Kuririn. Naruto got in front of Kuririn and pointed at Raditz's back. You bastard. What kind of coward are you? Why would you kill child? He has to do nothing with you. Yeah, said Sakura. Roshi nodded. He's right. For one thing, there's no way Goku could kill anyone. After hearing that Goku wouldn't kill everyone no matter how Raditz tried to convince him, Raditz turned his head and glanced over his shoulder at Naruto and others. That's fine. If you don't mind letting this one die, then there's no need to have those bodies ready. However, then he looked at Goku again. One way or another, every person on this planet is destined to die soon. Once we finish subjugating our current planet, we've decided that our next target will be this one, and he looked back to Naruto and others. What? Grunted Naruto. Roshi shocked. Why you what? The three of us Saiyans ought to be enough to wipe out the folks on this planet in only a month. Said Raditz. Kakarot, if you're the one who kills 100 people for me, it's all the same in the end, isn't it? He looked at Naruto and others who was in trembled except Naruto who was very unpleasant with Raditz's actions, then back to Goku. Goku grabbed his own brother's feet as he was prone on the ground while Raditz looked down at Goku after feeling the hand of Goku on his feet. Father! Father! Cried Gohan. You got that, Kakarot. Any way you try to struggle out of it, the only thing for you to do is to join your brother's pals. Warned Raditz. Give me back my child, demanded Goku. I'll be expecting a good answer from you. For your sake, as well. Raditz kicked Goku's hand so he could get out of Goku's hand. You cannot consider going against me. And he ascended to the sky. Naruto ran by Goku and yelled as he pointed at the sky, Raditz. Where the hell are you going? Come back so I can kick your ass, you bastard. Raditz was still ascending and chuckled. You're sure a loudmouth, aren't you? Anyways, he looked at Goku who was struggled to get up. With your incomplete battle power, you can't possibly stand up to your older brother, after all. Father! Cried Gohan. See you later. I look forward to tomorrow. Gohan! Cried Goku as he finally got on his knees and raised his right hands and opened his palm while his left hand was on ground. Raditz laughed as he was flying away from the island. Father! A voice came from the Gohan whom still echo further from the island until the sound of echo was gone. Goku finally got on his feet, and cried, Gohan, and he got on his knees on the water near the beach. Damn it all. He made a mockery of me, as he splashed on the ocean. Team 7 except Sasuke who was still on his knees trembled in fear and Goku's friend went to Goku to help him. Are you okay, Sun-kun? Asked Bulma. We're sorry. There was nothing we could do, said Roshi. Gee Goku? Asked Kuririn. Goku yelled on top of his lungs, Kinto-un, as Kinto-un approached Goku. Wait, that's crazy. Don't be rash, cried Roshi. Goku stood up as he screamed in pain. You can't. You'll be killed, suggested Bulma. She's right. If you go, you will be killed, said Sakura. If you go now, do you think you could win? Asked Kuririn as he grabbed his shirt to prevent him from falling. Kuririn and Bulma put him down on the ground so Goku can rest and breathe deeply. Damn, what should I do? Wondered Goku. I would say that we go and rescue Gohan so we can kick Raditz some ass, said Naruto. Yeah, that's what I am planning to do that, but we need a tactic to beat him or something, said Goku. Kuririn sat and stared at Goku. Think. Kuririn said. Hold on now, as Kuririn and Bulma helped him to sit on the stair at the front door of Kame House. Naruto went to Goku and asked, I have a question for you. Who was in front of Goku? Goku looked at Naruto. In your dimension, do you often fight the alien that are from other planet? Goku answered Naruto's question. No, well, maybe one. I was not sure if he is an alien that I fought 5 years ago. He said he was born on this planet. I've fought numerous enemy that I've encountered who's had a power just like you guys have right now. None of those guys were an alien anyways. And he looked back to the ground. Raditz is probably the first alien that I've encountered. What a shock, huh? Here you discover that you have a relative, said Bulma with her hands were in her jacket's pocket and stared at Goku, and of all people, it turns out to be that guy. Your brother does have greater than normal strength, and all, said Kuririn. Goku got something in his head after Kuririn said something about strength. His tail, and he looked at Kuririn and others. If I squeeze his tail hard enough, his strength should drop off. Then he got up from the stair he sat on. That's how it was for me. And now that you mention it, that's true, nodded Roshi. But still, are you going to be able to grab his tail? Asked Kuririn. It'll be impossible for me to do it alone, admitted Goku. I will help you, Goku-san, said Naruto. Naruto, shocked Sakura. Are you sure, Naruto? Asked Goku. Naruto nodded. I may be weak in this dimension, but I am strong in my dimension. I don't know what happened in my dimension right now since 2 weeks ago. But what I don't like is that bastard kidnapped 4 years old kid and would want to kill the child. I don't like it. Roshi walked toward Goku and admitted, he's right. We will do as much as we can, and he saw Kuririn was shocked. Yamcha and Tenshinhan aren't here, after all. That's right, nodded Kuririn and he looked down at the ground. And if the three of us fight together, it just might work, and he put his both index finger connected together. Though I'm not very confident about that, laughed Kuririn nervously. You're going to get killed if you're going, idiot, said the voice behind Goku and Bulma. Everyone looked behind at the voice. That was Sasuke. He stood whose was trembled in fear. He is just too strong for you. Give up. His power is no compare to Orochimaru we've encountered 2 weeks ago. Sasuke, growled Naruto. Huh, are you still? Naruto remembered what Sasuke did 2 weeks ago. That was similar to what he did 2 weeks just did now. Flashback began. He picked the scroll from his pouch, and cried, I'll give you the scroll. Please, take this and leave us in peace. Naruto was shocked that Sasuke would do something like that. He didn't like what Sasuke would do. Sakura was shocked as well. What? Orochimaru had begun to smile. Naruto got mad and pointed at Sasuke. Hey, Sasuke. What are you doing? What are you trying to do by giving the enemy our scroll? Sasuke turned his head and he frowned at Naruto. You shut up. What? Orochimaru got up and smiled. I see, you're smart. As he put his left hand on his left hip. The only hope the prey has from a predator is to hand over something else to eat to save itself. The snake on the branch where the bird's nest was at behind Orochimaru. Snake began to move and scared the bird away from it. The bird fled in fear. Sasuke threw the scroll to Orochimaru and said, take it. Naruto was shocked and jumped from the branch where he was at. Orochimaru was going to catch it, but Naruto bounced other tree and went to Sasuke. He landed on the branch. You. Sasuke glanced over his shoulder at Naruto. Don't butt in. Naruto stood up and clenched his right fist as he was going to throw his right arm. Do you understand the situation you're in? And he punched Sasuke's face and blood were coming out from Sasuke's face. His leaf protector was cracked. Sakura shocked. What? Naruto catched up on his breath as he angrier. Sasuke was knocked back, but he regained the balance after he used handstand on the first branch next to branch where Sasuke's previous branch and landed on the second branch. Why you? Sasuke frowned. Why did you do that? Naruto was trying to catch up with the breathing and finally said something. I forgot the password, so I can't make sure of this, but you're a fake Sasuke, aren't you? Naruto, what? Sakura engaged in the conversation. What are you saying? You idiot, growled Sasuke. I'm the real one. Liar, said Naruto. The idiot and coward I see in front of me right now can't be the Sasuke I know. I don't know how strong he is, but there is no guarantee that he'll let us go even if we hand over our scroll. You're the one who is scared, the one who doesn't understand the situation. Flashback ended. Are you still? Naruto ran past Goku and others and clenched his fist and threw a punch at Sasuke's face. Are you still coward, Sasuke? Sasuke-kun, cried Sakura. Sasuke fell on the ground and rubbed his mouth. What? You're still not understand. That Raditz guy is too strong for us. Are you still fake Sasuke, aren't you? Where's the real Sasuke? Panted Naruto. He glared at Sasuke. No, I'm the real one, you idiot, growled Sasuke as he got on his feet. Liar, said Naruto. What happened to tough bastard you used to be? I thought you're fearless around the strong enemy like Haku and Zabuza. Why are you still coward, Sasuke? Because, explained Sasuke, because he is just too damn strong for us. We are weaker than Goku, Kuririn, and Roshi. Even though we are weaker, Goku cannot compete against Raditz. I can tell with my Sharingan activated. Naruto scoffed. I don't care who I have to fight. If he rips my arms off, I'll kick him to death. If he rips my legs off, I'll bite him to death. If he rips my head off, I'll stare him to death. And if he gouges out my eyes, I'll curse him to death. Even if I'm torn to shreds, he pointed his thumb at himself. I will take Gohan back. Sasuke growled, it's not matter if you died. I don't care anyways. I am not going to fight anyways, as he folded his arms. Goku smiled and proud of what Naruto just say. Sasuke, he's right. We need to get my son back. I don't care if he is too strong for me. I wouldn't mind dying to fight anyways. Kuririn smiled and looked at Bulma. Yeah, anyways, Bulma-san, if we die, please bring us back to life with the Dragon Balls, okay? Bulma thumped her fist on her own chest and nodded, leave it to me. Goku looked back to Kuririn and frowned. Kuririn, that won't work. Kami-sama said that you can't ask Shenlong to grant the same wish a second time. Kuririn gulped, and shocked. Kuririn, both you and old-timer Turtle Hermit have already had Shenlong bring you back to life once. And so, we can't do it another time, frowned Goku. Kuririn laughed nervously. Oh, really? Even so, and no problem. You'd help me out. Oh, of course we will, answered Roshi. You bet we will. This time, it's our turn to lend you a hand, Goku, said Kuririn. This time for sure, I'm dead. Damn, and I wanted to get married too. Speaking of the Dragon Balls, Bulma got an excellent idea. What if we did this? Get all 7 together, and ask Shenlong to save the world. Kuririn made a big smile. Oh, yeah, as he was excited. Roshi looked at the bald midget. Do you think we could get them all together in a single day? All of the sudden, Kuririn turned into frown. Oh, yeah. All right, we launch a surprise attack of our own, said Goku. He wouldn't possibly think that we would attack him, so his guard should be down. But we don't know where he is, right? Asked Roshi. Goku glanced over his shoulder at Bulma, and asked, Bulma, do you have your dragon radar with you? That's right. The ornament at the top of Gohan-kun's hat was a Dragon Ball, huh? Asked Bulma. She grabbed the radar and showed to Goku, Naruto, Sakura, and others except Sasuke, who's glared at Naruto. The yellow orbs were moving at the north. That's it. Look, it's moving at tremendous speed. He pressed the zoom so he can see single yellow orb on the radar closer. It stopped. Thank goodness. He's not out in space, he's on Earth. Sweet. Now I can kick his ass, excited Naruto. Alright, let's go. It's all or nothing. Just hang on, Gohan, decided Goku. Alright, maybe we can win this. The possibility is slim, though, said Kuririn. If we're going to be killed either way, we'll feel better if we've done all we can, said Roshi. Goku looked at Naruto, Roshi, and Kuririn as they nodded and agreed at the same time. This is too much for you guys. A familiar voice said. Kuririn, Roshi, and Naruto was confused and looked at each other. They were looking for the voice. Then they saw someone above them. That was Piccolo, who's staring at them. Piccolo, Goku and his friend said in Unshin while Sakura and Naruto was questionable looking at Piccolo. Who is he? Asked Naruto. Age 761, October 12th came house. Who is he? Asked Naruto as he looked at the sky where Piccolo was hovered above them. Roshi answered, that Daimyo Piccolo who tried to take over the world, and was defeated by Goku. Really? Asked Naruto as Roshi nodded. Piccolo landed on the ground as Bulma crawled and went to use Turtle as a shield. While Piccolo and Goku staring at each other. Roshi asked Piccolo, what are you doing here? I followed him here, replied Piccolo. Goku raised his eyebrows, and looked up at Piccolo. You've already met him. That's right, nodded Piccolo. If you go with those 3, you won't be able to defeat him. Goku, and others raised their eyebrows once again after Piccolo decided that they couldn't defeat him with just 4 of them. I will go with you, said Piccolo as he lifted his left hand with a straight arm. He said while he walked toward Goku. You must have realized that his strength is extraordinary. As he went past Goku and stopped, but continued without looking at Goku. He's an opponent that neither you nor I can stand up to. However, if you and I team up, then there is a slight possibility that we can defeat him. Just what the hell has come over you? Puzzled Goku without looking at Piccolo as well. Don't get me wrong. It's not as though I have become awakened to peace. I don't care what happens to your son, either. It's just that he stands in the way of the world domination that I am after. We'll team up, but once we've taken care of him and his two pals, I'm going to defeat you, and this time, he showed his right fist, and smirked, I intend to take over the world for sure. Goku smiled, I won't let you do that. I won't let you do that, but up through that part where we team up, that's a good idea. Then he turned his head to glance over his shoulder at Piccolo. Looks like there ain't any other way, huh? Piccolo turned around and looked at Goku and smiled, that's right. We'll just have to put up with it. Goku turned around and looked at Piccolo, however I have a request. Naruto is coming with me. Even although he may be weak, but he insisted to come anyways. Piccolo raised his eyebrows, Naruto. That loudmouth blonde brats. Then he smiled, that's fine, but, as long as he will not get in my way. Naruto cheered, yeah, I am going to save Gohan, believe it, as he pointed his index finger at Piccolo with a smile on his face. Piccolo chuckled, as far as I'm concerned, teaming up with you and those brat makes me want to puke. Bulma, said Goku. Bulma looked at him while he was sheltering the turtle. Let me borrow your dragon radar. Bulma nodded, right, and Bulma threw a radar at Goku as he caught it. Goku crouched, and looked at Naruto. Naruto, get on my back so I can carry. Naruto nodded, and leap on his back as he put hands on his shoulders and his legs wrapped around his waist so Naruto won't fall while Goku would carry a radar. Goku jumped on the yellow cloud. Goku glanced at Piccolo and wondered, can you keep up with the speed of Kinto-un? Don't be absurd. My own technique's a little different from that pathetic Bukujutsu skill of yours. Chuckled Piccolo. Goku smiled at Piccolo, then they finally departed from Roshi together on way to rescue Gohan. Sasuke-kun. Sasuke glanced over his shoulder and that was Sakura whom looked worried. What do you want? Scowled Sasuke. Naruto may be stupid, but hey, at least, he is not some coward just like you. Sakura began to shred the tear from her eyes, right, Sasuke-kun. Sasuke glared at her but said nothing. Naruto might be killed. Aren't you worried about Gohan-kun and Naruto? Shut up. I don't care about them. I don't care if Naruto died. What? Have you forgotten that Naruto has saved your life during the battle with Haku? You're annoyed. Get lost, demanded Sasuke. Sakura's eyes had showed the tears dropped from her eyes. She said nothing after he told her to get lost. Kuririn, Roshi, and Bulma were staring at the sky, and missed the whole dialogue between Sasuke and Sakura. I'm not sure whether I should be elated or not, worried Kuririn. Roshi shook his head, and smiled, you know, I would have never thought that those two would team up. And he took 3 steps forward and looked at the sky. There's certainly no stronger combo than them. It's just possible that they might win. But I wonder, is it safe for us to trust Piccolo, worried Bulma. Kuririn nodded in agreement. It's worrisome, isn't it? Roshi turned around and looked excited, what are you talking about? This is going to be an incredible spectacle, and he looked at Bulma. Bulma, do you remember the location that reading was coming from on the radar? We're going to. Spinach Waste's Raditz walked toward the blue truck from the crater while Gohan was hiding under the truck and hugged the tire as he trembled in fear. Father, I'm scared. Raditz punched through the truck's engine and lifted the truck, then blasted and reduced the truck into nothing while he was staring at Gohan. After witnessing the truck being destroyed, Gohan began to cry again. Raditz felt annoyed and made a demand on Gohan. Will you shut up? How long are you going to keep blubbering? Then he grabbed Gohan. You carry the valiant blood of the Saiyans too, and he went to the crater and sliding down the crater, then drop him inside the pod. Get in there, and Raditz left him alone. Gohan thumped on the glass, and whimpered, let me out. Let me out. Let me out, I say. Raditz got out of crater and mumbled to himself, now then, how about I go find something to eat? All of the suddenly, something yellow flashes on his scouter, that's strange. A warning signal, as he pushed the button on his scouter. A battle power of 710. It's close, shocked Raditz. He scanned through the area, then realized, what? And the target was Gohan inside the pod. The circle appeared on the pod, then suddenly, the circle disappeared. Damn, a malfunction, huh? He pushed the button to turn off the scouter. He stared at the pod, and said, don't scare me like that. Then he walked away from the crater. With Naruto, Goku, and Piccolo. Goku and Naruto looked at the radar. Goku said, we're close. I think we'd better descend pretty soon. Naruto nodded, yeah, we need a strategy to ambush Raditz. That won't work. We're better off going in like this. He's using a strange device. It appears to be able to clearly tell the position and even the strength of a target. Explained Piccolo. What? Shocked Naruto. Goku wondered, you mean the fact that we're closing in on him, too? Piccolo nodded, it stands to reason that he knows. Goku disappointed, really? Well, that means that the only thing we can do is attack him head on. Spinach wastes. Raditz picked the fruit and took a bite on it while he carried other fruit on his right hand. After eating the fruit, he threw one on the grass like he don't care about environment on the planet. Raditz got distracted by the scouter and growled, again, and he spit the food out of his mouth. He pushed the button on his scouter and stared at the pod where Gohan was caged inside. Battle power 710. And the swirls on the scouter disappeared once again. Sure enough, it's malfunctioning. He was about to push the button on the scouter, but got another scan. There are 3 readings, shocked Raditz. He looked at the sky, they're heading this way, and mumbled to himself, 1.2, 3, battle powers 322, 334, and 48, one of them is the same as Kakaro's ability. But there's no way he would be coming here. He has to know that there's close to 0 probability of him winning, continued Raditz as he mumbled to himself. And he doesn't know where I am in the first place. He pushed the button on the scouter to turn it off and grunted, I've had it. It's completely malfunctioning. As he was about to walk away from the crater. It couldn't be, and he turned around and saw Goku was on Thankyou with the blonde ninja on his back, and on his side, it was Piccolo who was with him. He's here. He looked back to the pod, and got in thought to himself. Then it's not a malfunction. No, there's definitely some kind of mistake here. It's not possible for a kid that small to have a battle power of 710. Goku got off Thankyou while Naruto got off his back and both were spinning around themselves and landed on their feet safety at the same time as Piccolo landed. The moment after they landed, Goku, Piccolo and Naruto turned around and stared at Raditz. Naruto was on right side of Goku. Goku was in the middle between Piccolo and Naruto. Piccolo was on left side of Goku. All of them including Raditz were staring at each other. The silent were on for a while until Raditz broke the silence. He kept bounced the fruit, and said, so that's it. You're the other one, huh? Naruto gritted the teeth in anger while Goku and Piccolo's face were serious. How did you know about this place? Asked Raditz. You expect us to tell you? Refused Goku. Raditz chuckled. Very well. I'll ask you a different question, then. What the hell have you come here for? It's obvious, ain't it? We've come to take my boy back, said Goku. I am here to kick your ass, bastard, scowled Naruto. With Gohan inside pod, Gohan was crying on his knees until he heard Goku and Naruto's voice. He got up and looked through the glass. He smiled happily. It's father and Naruto-san. Naruto, Goku, and Piccolo versus Raditz, which mean, even though you may be a Saiyan, like us, you don't want to join our group, asked Raditz. That's what I said, growled Goku. Then you intend to defy your brother. I ain't got any brothers. Kakarot, said Raditz as he stopped bouncing the fruit, and gripped its fruit. I thought you'd be more sharp-witted. To think that you'd be as foolish as this. You disappoint me. Then he bounced the fruit again. Don't tell me you've made the ridiculous determination that if the two of you attack me, you can win, and he ate the remaining of the fruit. Piccolo threw the cape, and he had enough with Raditz talk too much. That's enough of your tiresome drivel. Then he threw the headgear out. They were weight-armored crashed into the ground. Goku raised his eyebrows, then looked at the green-skinned warrior and asked, Piccolo, have you been training by wearing heavy stuff too? Yeah, just like you, answered Piccolo. He titled his head to stretch his arms and his neck as well. He smirked. It's been a long time since I felt this light. Raditz scanned the green-skinned warrior and narrowed his eyes. His battle power has gone up to 408. Goku smiled. I see. As he took his shirt out, you've been desperately training yourself too, huh? Then he took his shoes out, too. Being able to fight together as allies for the time being like this is encouraging. Right, Naruto. Naruto grinned like a fox, yeah. Goku removed his wristband, with completely leaving him in orange GI. Maybe now we can have ourselves a little bit better of a fight. Kakarote is now at 416. Thought Raditz. He threw a fruit out, and laughed. You guys think you've gotten all stronger by doing that? Goku, Piccolo, and Naruto scowled. What? Raditz folded his arms and laughed. Don't make me laugh. To think that you would stroll on in here with that kind of power. This is what they mean when they say you don't know your place. Just being stronger in a fight ain't everything, growled Goku, then smiled. We've got ourselves a strategy. Naruto grinned. Yeah, we found a strategy to beat you to a pulp, as he pointed his index finger at Raditz. Raditz chuckled. I've had enough of your smart mouth. As he unfolded his arms, Kakarote, I've decided not to let you join our group any longer. It appears you'd just slow us down, anyhow, and he turned into an angry. You're a disgrace to our family. Die. Goku, Piccolo, and Naruto got guard as Raditz went past them, and used his left elbow to hit Naruto while he used his left knees to hit Goku and used his right elbow to hit Piccolo from the behind. Naruto got knocked flying away from Raditz and fell on the ground. Goku used handspring on the ground away from Raditz to regain the balance of his feet while Piccolo was lucky to got on his feet, but almost fell. Luckily, his right hand was there to support him to regain the balance as well. Naruto lifted his head so he can see Raditz. So fast. That's what this world is like comparing to our world, shocked Naruto. Goku shocked staring at Raditz. He's fast. What speed? Piccolo raised his left hand to guard his face, and shocked as well. And he came at us head on. For him to get behind us in that one moment. Raditz chuckled. Your defense, at least, appears to be pretty strong. Well, except for that blonde brat's. However, your deaths are only a matter of time now. Little by little, I'm going to increase the strength of my attacks. Piccolo panted, trying to get some breath. To think that the difference in our levels would be this great. Goku gritted his teeth and got in thought. Somehow, I have to grab his tail, and make his power drop. Naruto struggled to got up, and finally got on his knees. That guy is nowhere near our level. Damn it, it's hopeless. No matter what strategy you may have come up with, there's no way you can beat me, smirked Raditz. He got something appeared in his mind, and said, I know, why don't I let you on something good before you die? And he laughed. The two other Saiyans besides me who are still alive have an even higher battle power than I do. Goku, Piccolo, and Naruto's eyes widened outset as if there's no way to limit the power. There are more Saiyan that are stronger than Raditz. No way. Piccolo was trembled and asked, damn it. You say the other two Saiyans are even stronger. What's going on here? Raditz laughed so hard. It's too late for you now, even if you do realize how terrible we Saiyans are. Goku chuckled a little. You've got us there. I wish we hadn't heard that. There's only one thing that fools, who defy me without heeding the warnings I so graciously offered, get, and that's death. Damn it, growled Naruto. Piccolo asked Goku without leaving his eyes on Raditz. You must be pretty excited, huh, son Goku? Goku smirked nervously without leaving his eyes on Raditz as well. Sorry, but this time, I ain't all that excited. I'm so scared, I'm trembling. True, he was trembling after all. Of course you are, laughed Raditz. However, that terror will turn to hopelessness very soon. Never mind me, where is my son? Demanded Goku. Where have you hidden him? I haven't hidden him. I just locked him up because he was bawling so loudly. Admitted Raditz. There's a hole behind you, right? He's in there. Naruto, Piccolo and Goku looked back to the crater. Goku ran to the crater, and saw Gohan inside the pod. Goku decided to ascend so he can see Gohan better. In there, huh? Asked Goku. Gohan. Father. Save me. Father, cried Gohan. Hold on, Gohan. Daddy's going to come rescue you right away, said Goku. Raditz looked up at the Forgotten Saiyan and laughed. Don't be ridiculous. There's no way you can save him. Not if you guys die first. Goku landed on the feet and nodded. All right, let's do it, and got in battle stance. Piccolo got in defensive stance. That's all we can do. Naruto got in his usual stance. Yeah. Let's go. For a while, it was silence between Goku, Naruto, Piccolo and Raditz. Goku and Piccolo zoomed at Raditz so fast while Naruto was stunned at how Goku and Piccolo ran faster. He couldn't see them anyways. He decided to remain stood and watch the fight. Goku and Piccolo were first to land a punch, however Raditz dodged and blocked every other punches and kicks. They kicked up the grasses every time Raditz dodged their punches or kicks. They tried to sneak up behind Raditz however got kicked in the face by Raditz. Goku and Piccolo got knocked away from Raditz. They were spinning away from Raditz, then they bounced off the ground to attack Raditz, but missed the chance to lay a hand on him. Raditz dodged, and was hovering above them. Goku and Piccolo jumped very high to attack Raditz. Naruto stared at Raditz who was hovering above them as Raditz's arms were widened, which caused Naruto to suspect something wrong. Watch out! Raditz began to smile, and raised his hands in order to release the ki blast called Saturday Crush. Goku's eyes widened his eyes and realized he need to get out of way, and dodged. Yikes! Screamed Goku. However, unfortunately for Piccolo, the blast got to his left arms as he screamed in pain. Goku and Piccolo were staring at two blasts actually blew the mountain up. The blue exploded almost huge enough to force Naruto shield his eyes to prevent it from blinding him. Goku landed and scanned for Raditz. Where did you go? Until he got startled because Raditz appeared behind him. Raditz chuckled, I'm right here. He kicked Goku further away from him. Goku fell and slid through the grass. Kage Bunshin no Jutsu, a voice cried. Raditz heard the voice and looked around and saw 7 Narutos coming at him. What the? Confused Raditz. It was almost as if he never seen Shadow Clone technique before. As soon as 7 Narutos threw a punches and kicks, he used his spinning kick against them to dispel all of clones into puff of smokes. None of them were real. What? I'm right behind you, said the voice. Raditz shocked and looked around at Naruto who was coming at him as he was about to throw punch. Enough, brat, scowled Raditz. He threw a backhand punch at Naruto with his right arm. Naruto got knocked away from Raditz and fell on the ground next to Goku. Raditz chuckled, even with 3 of you coming at me, this isn't even worth wasting my breath on. Goku struggled to get up, but at least, he got on his knees as he rubbed his mouth with his left hand. He looked at Naruto who struggled to get up, and got on his knees as well. Damn, Naruto, are you okay? Naruto nodded. Alright, are you okay, Piccolo? As he titled his head right so he can see Piccolo, but he got in shocked because Piccolo's left arms got rip off. The bleed came from Piccolo's left arms on the grass. Piccolo got on his feet and smiled, relax. I can still manage to fight with only one arm. Goku nodded and took a glare at Raditz who was laughing hard. Raditz folded his arms while he laughed. It looks like your deaths are finally drawing near, huh? As Goku, Naruto, and Piccolo growled glaring at Raditz. Sky small yellow hover car went past the tall rock. Kuririn inside the car who was next to Roshi worried, I wonder if Goku and Naruto are doing okay. Bulma who was handling the wheel to drive the car. For some reason, I have this strange, uneasy feeling in my chest. Said Bulma, I've never felt anything like this before. I hope nothing bad is happening. Sakura nodded, right, I got a bad feeling about this. I hope anything won't happen to Naruto either. And he looked back at Sasuke who sat next to Kuririn while folding his arms. Sasuke-kun, thought Sakura. Flashback began. Bulma, do you remember the location that reading was coming from on the radar? We're going to, said Roshi. Alright, we are going to, said Bulma. She picked the capsule from her pocket, and clicked the top of capsule, then threw a capsule on the ground. The moment it landed on the ground, the sounds of poof when the smoke comes up. It was a small yellow hover car with 2 front seats and 3 back seat. Who wants to go? Kuririn put his fingers together, and he stated, I will go. Sakura nodded, I'll go. I don't want anything happen to Naruto. Sasuke walked toward them, and sighed, I'll go, and Sakura was confused and looked at him. What? Why are you staring at me? Sakura cleared her throat, I thought you don't want to go. I am not going to fight them. I just want to see how Goku can go against his own brother. Perhaps, I can learn something from him, 1 or 2 things. Shrugged Sasuke. Sasuke-kun. Sakura mumbled to herself softly. Flashback ended. Sasuke-kun, thought Sakura. She turned his head and he looked forward at the window as she watched the rock went past the car. Sasuke got his serious face, and thought, if Goku can beat his own brother, then I should be able to kill my brother too. Listen, teamed up with Piccolo, he's not going to be done in so easily, said Roshi. Kuririn looked at the old pervert man, and said, that's all the more reason to be concerned. What if Piccolo double-crosses Goku and Naruto, and teams up with that Raditz guy? Then he looked at his finger as he connected his finger together, looked worried. If those three are done in, then there's nothing left that we can do, said Roshi. It will be the end of everything, as the car went past the tall rock. Kuririn stared at the window and wondered, Goku, and worried about his best friend. Spinach wastes Naruto, Goku, and Piccolo versus Raditz. Raditz took a step and chuckled, what's the matter? Are you finished already? Where did all that gusto you had earlier go? Piccolo's thought appeared, so he decided to ask Goku. Hey, son Goku, do you have any new reserve techniques? Whispered Piccolo. Goku's pupil looked at the green-skinned warrior without moving his head at him and chuckled nervously and whispered back, sorry, can't say I do. Then he looked at Raditz again. Piccolo laughed a little. Sheesh, ease up, will you? And here I've been training seriously, developing something new. Naruto asked and whispered, really? Piccolo nodded. Awesome. Excited Naruto. Raditz wondered what they were doing, so he asked, what are you three whispering about? And he chuckled, whatever strategy you devise, it won't work. It'd be easier on you if you'd just keel over right away. However, Goku ignored Raditz's warnings. He raised his eyebrows, and asked, are you for real? You've got yourself a new technique up your sleeve. Yeah, chuckled Piccolo. Can you do it with only one arm? Yeah, that part's okay. But this technique takes quite a bit of time in order to build up enough ki, said Piccolo. What kind of technique? Asked Naruto. Is it strong? Yeah, chuckled Piccolo. You will see. He saw Raditz clenched its fist and he got sweated on his head. While I'm doing that, you fight him by yourself, and draw his attention. Goku titled his head to the left and nodded, got it. Will this technique work against him? Piccolo smirked nervously, probably. If this doesn't work, then there's no other way to defeat him. He narrowed his eyes as Raditz widened his legs. I was saving this in order to kill you, he told Goku. And instead, you might end up saving me with it, huh? Raditz widened his legs once more. Piccolo smiled. If I am able to defeat him with this, then your turn is next. Raditz was not sure what they were talking about, so he decided to wait for them to finish anyways. Goku chuckled nervously, is that right? This is no time to be laughing, you know. But Piccolo still laughed anyways. Raditz wondered, they're laughing. So they're changing their posture, are they? And he smiled. All right, I'm looking forward to this, chuckled Goku. Now then, let's see about keeping him in check. And he looked at Naruto as he whispered, are you ready, Naruto? Do you know what you're doing? Naruto nodded as he whispered back. Yeah, hang in there as best you can, smiled Piccolo. Goku clapped his hand a few times, then he charged toward Raditz while he smiled. Piccolo put his two fingertip on his forehead, Makenkosapo. Raditz smirked and got in thought while Goku went to him, so, you finally resigned yourself. Goku used his left hand to hit Raditz with a backhand, but Raditz blocked with his left wrist as well. Goku had to throw his right elbow at Raditz. Raditz blocked with his left hand once again. They punched and blocked everything they got. Piccolo raised his ki higher as possible as he could get. He concentrated on his ki to get higher while he placed his fingertip on his forehead. Goku took everything Raditz hit him with punches and kicks. Raditz blocked Goku's punches and smiled at Goku disappearing out of his sight. Piccolo finally gathered his ki, and the yellow electricity appeared on his fingertip as it flashes. Goku and Raditz still blocked every punches everything they can. Raditz finally kicked in Goku's face. Goku got knocked away from the Villian Saiyan and bounced off from the ground. You're a persistent one, growled Raditz. Goku cupped his hands, and pulled his hands to his side. Ka, me. Raditz twitched his eyebrows, and shocked, I am possible. His battle power is rising. Battle power 924.925. Goku continued, ha, and finally the blue orbs appeared on his cupped hands. He's able to concentrate his battle power into one point and raise it up, shocked Raditz. Me, continued Goku. Raditz shocked and looked behind him at Piccolo who's raised his ki. His eyes widened as he scanned Piccolo's battle power. This one's battle power is 1020. Unbelievable. It's still going up. While Piccolo's energy had gotten bigger and bigger. Ha! Cried Goku. The blue blast went to Raditz, but the villain Saiyan escaped. Goku pulled the blast so it could follow Raditz. Raditz ran very faster trying to escape Goku's Kamehameha wave as Goku pulled more so the blast can follow him faster. Raditz stopped run. But few dozen clones of Naruto went on Raditz and was holding him so he could take a blast. You've got a lot of nerve. And he used ki to blow Naruto clones and dispel all of the clones. His eyes were widened because he saw the blast was too close to him and he put his left hand to clenched his right arms as he used his right hand to stop the blast. Boom. The rock was destroyed when Raditz blocked it. Boom. The blast actually kicked up the dust. However, once the dust had cleared, Raditz survived the blast and trembled because he took a blast full on. Goku gritted his teeth and shocked while he hovered above the sky, he caught it. While Raditz growled, What kind of guy is this? Wondered Goku. But I am not done. A voice said. Raditz's eyes widened and looked above him. Naruto was above him as his right legs was about to throw a kick on his head. Before Naruto could land a kick. Damn you, growled Raditz. He clenched his fist and threw a blast at Naruto. What? Shocked Naruto. The small pearl blast directed attack on him. It shocked Naruto very bad and he fell on the ground hard. However, it was lucky because he still got concussion while laying on the grass. Raditz looked up at Goku and chuckled. This time, I'll present you with one. Then he threw another purple blast at Goku, but it was large this time. Goku couldn't get away because he stared at the blast and was trembled. Goku actually took a blast and got shocked badly. Raditz ran, vanished, and reappeared as soon as Goku fell on the ground. Die. As he grabbed his GI with his left hand while his right hand was going to punch him, however he got distracted on his scouter. He saw Piccolo still raise the ki up. Piccolo smiled like a evil and chuckled, you're going to be the one who dies, as the energy grew a bigger and flashes faster. Battle power 1330, shocked Raditz. All of his battle power is gathered into just his fingertip, and he raised his left hand. He growled, damn it. These guys can manipulate their powers at will. Try taking this on. Makenkosapo, cried Piccolo. He finally thrust a fingers at the air, and its blast with the yellow spiraling beam released and on way to pierce Raditz. Raditz, Goku, and Naruto's eyes were widened as Piccolo's blast were closing into Raditz, however he dodged it. The blast went onto the mountain, and boom. Goku and Naruto had to shield his eyes with his hands so they won't go blind. That was really a large exploded. The larger dust came up. Once the dust became cleared, the mountain had created curve that was pierced through by Piccolo's beam. However, Raditz survived. Piccolo trembled and shocked. He avoided it. What kind of bastard is he, with such speed? Raditz chuckled. You pierced through this armor quite easily. He pointed at his right shoulder armor that was pierced by Piccolo. That's quite a technique. And he stood up and chuckled. If I had taken that head on, I would have been out. That doesn't mean anything if I don't hit you, growled Piccolo. To think that you would inflict injury upon me, chuckled Raditz as he showed his left fist and clenched his left fist. You're going to pay for this. I'm through playing around. It's over. It's over, trembled Naruto as he got up. Piccolo trembled as well. We've had it now. Raditz smirked. I'll obliterate you in an instant. As he opened his left palm and he gathered the ki together in his left hand, and the blue orbs appeared on his left palm. He can tell that Piccolo was trembled. Rot in hell. As he was going to throw a blast while Piccolo got on guard. But he was shocked and felt weakened, then looked behind him. It was Goku who gripped his Moki tail. You got careless, didn't you? Chuckled Goku. He can tell that Raditz was being weakened. I've got your tail. Then he squeezed the tail very hard. Raditz fell on the ground, and growled, why, when did you get behind me? Naruto got very confused, what? How did that Raditz guy get weak suddenly? Then he looked at Goku who actually gripped his tail. Oh, yeah, he now remembered what Goku said, something important. Flashback began. What a shock, huh? Here you discover that you have a relative, said Bulma with her hands were in her jacket's pocket and stared at Goku, and of all people, it turns out to be that guy. Your brother does have greater than normal strength, and all. said Kuririn. Goku got something in his head after Kuririn said something about strength. His tail, and he looked at Kuririn and others. If I squeeze his tail hard enough, his strength should drop off. Then he got up from the stair he sat on. That's how it was for me. And now that you mention it, that's true, nodded Roshi. But still, are you going to be able to grab his tail? Asked Kuririn. It'll be impossible for me to do it alone, admitted Goku. Flashback ended. Naruto smiled. Alright, Goku, you're awesome, and he hopped and hopped happily. Goku smiled at Naruto, then looked at Piccolo with a serious face again. Piccolo, now, do that thing one time. Why, you got it, smirked Piccolo. Nicely done, Goku. Keep a firm grip on the tail. And he placed his index and middle finger together on his forehand once again. I'm limited to only being able to use this technique one more time. Raditz realized and looked at Goku behind him. Kakarot, are you planning to kill your one and only brother? Shut up. I told you, any guy as cruel as you ain't any brother of mine, refused Goku. As someone who was going to kill my son, don't you go saying that self-serving junk. Raditz figured something how he could manage to get out of Goku. I'll stop. I've had a change of heart, lied Raditz. I'll leave this planet without making any more trouble. Don't be fooled, son Goku. There's no truth in what he's saying, demanded Piccolo. There's no way he would do that. Please, believe me, my younger brother, pleaded Raditz. Truly, I have done some cruel things up to now. To you, as well. But I will keep my promise, no matter what. Goku was about to ask, but Naruto interrupted to ask, you really mean it? Raditz nodded, I really do. Naruto asked, really? Raditz nodded. Then leave this planet and never come back, growled Naruto. That quote in which caused Piccolo's eye widened and removed the finger off of his forehead. And no, don't let go of his tail. That's his tactic. Goku refused to let it go for a while, however Raditz kept begging, and whined. I'm begging you, Kakarot. Believe me. What Raditz just said actually led Goku and Naruto to believe in him. Goku finally let the firm grip of Monkey Tail go. Son Goku, cried Piccolo. Raditz smirked evil, and got up then elbow smash against Goku's nose that knocked Goku flying away from him to crash onto the ground. Raditz decided to jump and stomped on Goku's guts with his right feet. Goku-san, cried Naruto. Raditz evil chuckled and looked at Piccolo. Piccolo got on his guard and growled, why you two miserable idiots, referred to Goku and Naruto. Raditz pushed his feet on Goku's chest while Goku screamed in pain. His tail wrapped around his waist and chuckled, indeed. Fools such as yourself are quite uncommon. To think that you would be so completely taken in. Just as I thought, there's no way that you could be a warrior. Goku opened his right eye while closed his left eye. He groaned, that was dirty. But I'm not like you. I'm a first-rate warrior. I have absolutely no hesitations about killing you, even if you are my brother. Chuckled Raditz as he looked at Goku, who was in pain. Shall I provide you with a sample? Then he stomped more on Goku's chest. You bastard. The voice that made Raditz looked behind him. That was Naruto. He growled, what are you thinking you're doing, bastard? Begging for mercy or not a true warrior nor ninja. You're just a coward, jerk, while Raditz chuckled. Inside Pod Gohan cried, Father, Naruto, Goku, and Piccolo versus Raditz. Raditz stomped more on Goku's chest as Goku screamed in pain. There you go, there you go. Suffer even more. Your death is near, as he kept stomped on the chest. Then he glanced over his shoulder at Piccolo, and mocked, what's the matter? Alright, you going to come at me? And he gestured Piccolo to bring it on. Try doing that thing you did earlier. Piccolo mumbled to himself as he was in trembled, he'll just dodge it again like this. Inside Pod Gohan pulled himself together with the knees and whined quietly, Father. Naruto, Goku, and Piccolo versus Raditz. While Raditz was working on stomping on Goku's chest. He laughed, screamed some more. Cry out. Then he looked at Piccolo and chuckled, your turn comes next, and he titled his head to Naruto, whose was growled at Raditz. Then finally, your turn will come next after that green-skinned. Get yourself ready, and he looked down at Goku again. Well now, shall I finally put you out of your misery? And he lifted a finger, die, Kakarot. Then, Raditz noticed the scan from the scouter appeared, what? And he looked around him, but there's no trace of its battle power. He turned around and kept look for the trace of its battle power. He heard the crack coming from the crater and he was staring at the crater. Finally, the pod broke up and someone jumped with an angry on his face as the Dragon Ball's hat fell from his head. That was Gohan. Goku, Piccolo, Naruto and Raditz got shocked as well while staring at the angry Gohan. What? Gohan spinned around, and landed on the ground safety with his arms were widened. Raditz shocked. What is this? Gohan-kun, run away, cried Naruto. Piccolo shocked. It's son Goku's boy. Raditz got his foot off of Goku, and stared at Gohan. Impossible. Goku looked at Gohan who's kept sniffed. Gee Gohan, as he struggled to move a bit. Run, Gohan, run away. Gohan gritted his teeth as he glared at Raditz. Raditz's eyes were widened as he saw the scouter scanned Gohan's battle powers. B battle powers, 1000. 1307, which caused Raditz, Goku, Piccolo, and Naruto shocked. Stop picking on my father, cried Gohan. Gohan released his hidden powers in which the red aura was surrounded around him. He was crying while he dashed toward Raditz, which caused Raditz panicked and couldn't move. He headbutted Raditz to pierce his chest armor. Ah! Screamed Raditz. Gohan's attack against Raditz actually shocked Piccolo, Goku, and Naruto. Raditz regained the balance as he clenched his chest with his left hand while Gohan fell on the ground. Gohan got up after fell on the ground hard, and looked at Goku who was confused. Goku was laying on the ground staring at Gohan. Gee Gohan. Gohan looked at the forgotten Saiyan warrior. Father, did you? Father, cried Gohan. Raditz went behind Gohan and scowled. Why you little brat? Run, warned Goku. Gohan, run away. Behind you, Gohan-kun, cried Naruto. Gohan glanced back over his shoulder at Raditz. Run away, quickly, ordered Goku. Raditz stared at Gohan with his scouter scanned on his battle power and growled, and now his battle power is a mere 1, while Gohan was trembled at the sight of Raditz who was very near him. It changed suddenly, along with his emotions. Gohan looked at Raditz nervously. Father. He tried to reach Gohan with his left backhand. Run, warned Goku. Raditz used his strength to hit Gohan with his backhand harder. Gohan-kun, cried Goku and Naruto. Gohan was knocked flying away from Raditz and fell on the ground as he spinning on the ground. Gohan, cried Goku as he turned his front body on the ground staring at Gohan who was unconcussion. Then he saw Raditz who was on way to Raditz. Stop. Please stop. He's. Goku got cut off. Raditz picked up to finish the sentence where Goku laughed and growled, still just a child. Is that what you were going to say? He glanced over his shoulder at Goku and chuckled, you've got to be joking. That brat has a battle power far higher than you two. I'm going to kill him now, while he's still incapable of adeptly using his power. And he raised his right fist by his chest and smiled, don't worry. You'll see him again soon enough, as he turned around and walked away from him. He waved his right hand and chuckled, in the other world, that is. However, as soon as he got close to Gohan, but got interrupted by his scouter once again. What? And he looked around at Naruto suddenly. The red bubble around Naruto's body, the eyes turned into red. His whisker had turned into the rough cut. His teeth had become sharp as well. His nail was now long sharp. His two hands were on the ground while his feet was on the ground as well. It was like a fox. The wound has been healed. I'm gonna kill you. What? Shocked Raditz. Age 761. October 12th. Spinach wastes. Earth. Naruto, Goku, and Piccolo vs Raditz. The red bubble around Naruto's body, the eyes turned into red. His whisker had turned into the rough cut. His teeth had become sharp as well. His nail was now long sharp. His two hands were on the ground while his feet was on the ground as well. It was like a fox. The wound has been healed. I'm gonna kill you, snarled Naruto. What? Shocked Raditz. Piccolo was shocked and stared at Naruto who's had a red bubble around him. I sense demon inside him. What an incredible power, thought Piccolo. Then Goku looked at Naruto and shocked, and Naruto. While he was prone on the ground. I said I'm gonna kill you, snarled Naruto once again. Raditz scanned Naruto's battle powers with his scouter and was in deeply shocked. 1500, which caused Goku and Piccolo shocked as well. Impossible. He can't be that strong. His battle power is very higher than Kakaro's son. No way. Then he saw Naruto vanished. What? Naruto reappeared in front of Raditz, in which shocked Raditz. Naruto punched right at his face but didn't destroy his scouter, and knocked him flying away from him. Damn it. He is faster, thought Raditz. Raditz forced himself to stop and sliding on the ground away from him, but got shocked because Naruto got in front of him. Naruto punched his face once again, but didn't knock him away this time. Naruto backflip kicked in his jaw, and sent him flying to the sky. Raditz stopped himself from knocking flying and regained while hover at the sky above Naruto and glared at him. Damn it. I can't stop him. What should I do? Wondered Raditz. Then he noticed that Naruto launched himself away from the ground and straight at Raditz. What? Die! Cried Raditz. He thrust his arm and opened his palm. He gathered a key inside his hand and released a powerful purple blast called Saturday Crush. Naruto, watch out, warned Goku. Raditz smiled a little, but then shocked because Naruto vanished at the moment blast was closing onto him. What? Shocked Raditz. The moment the blast touched the ground. Boom. Raditz realized that Naruto was behind him and turned his body in front of Naruto. When did he get behind me? Shocked Raditz. Naruto's eyes looked like really angry, and headbutted Raditz's forehead, in which sent him to the ground and crashed onto the ground created small crater. Naruto landed on the ground the moment Raditz hit on the ground. Raditz got up, and there were blood on his forehead and glared at Naruto. Blood? You, gonna dead here, growled Naruto. He dashed straight at Raditz. But Naruto was not only one who went straight at Raditz. Raditz went to him as well. Raditz clenched his fist, and growled, enough. You damn brat, and punched in Naruto's stomach. Naruto threw up blood on Raditz's face. Naruto put his hand on Raditz's wrist and clenched his wrist. Goku was in shock and stared at Naruto worrying. Naruto, and he saw Naruto change back to normal. His eyes were blue, his whisker were no longer rough cut, his teeth turned back into normal. His nail turned back into normal as well. The red bubble around his body were gone. While Raditz's fist were still on Naruto's stomach, and saw the scouter scanned his battle powers. What? His battle power is now 48. Then thought, so it changed suddenly, along with his emotions as well. Piccolo was in shock. What? Naruto really did a number on him, yet we couldn't even hit him. That brat is an incredible. And like he didn't care about Raditz punched right in Naruto's guts. You really inflicted a damage on me a lot, didn't you? Chuckled Raditz. Then suddenly, Raditz gritted his teeth, and declared, now, die, and he opened his palm on Naruto's stomach, and released a key inside his hand. He blasted through his stomach, and created a hole on his stomach. The bleed came from Naruto's stomach and spilled on the ground. Naruto, shocked Goku. Then Goku glared at Raditz, who was laughing at Naruto. What did you do to him? But Raditz did say nothing but laughed. Naruto fell on the ground and stared at the sky. His eyes were about to fade into the dark, but while he was still alive, he got a lot of thought of his own village. I'm sorry, Sasuke, Sakura-chan, Kusashi-sensei, Old Man Hokage, and everyone. Then he saw the imagine of Rock Lee, Hyuga Neji, Tenten, Maeda Guy, Nara Shikamaru, Akamichi Choji, Yamanaka Ino, Inazuka Kiba, Orame Shino, and Hyuga Hinata, who were all smiling in the picture of Imagine. Sorry, everyone. I couldn't become Hokage. He saw another picture in his mind. He chuckled. Goku-san, Kuririn-san, Pervy Hermit, Bulma, and Gohan-kun, I'm glad I met you, you're awesome friends. Finally, the eyes were faded into the dark, and passed away with his smile on his face. Raditz spit on the ground and chuckled, finally, he's dead. And he stared at Gohan, who was unconcussion. Now, time to kill this brat, and he walked to Gohan, and chuckled. Goku's eyes widened staring at Raditz, who looked down on Gohan. Wait, as the cloud's shadow went to them as its wind over them. Raditz raised his right hand, and chuckled, you're the first one who has inflicted this much damage on me, next to Blonde Brat. And he gritted his teeth, but this is the end of the line for you, as he gathered the key inside his right hand. The purple electricity was around his right hand as he gathered more key. Then he was about to throw a blast on Gohan, but got locked into full Nelson. He realized that was Goku who locked him into full Nelson. Goku tried harder to hold Raditz into full Nelson as the villain Saiyan struggled to break out of full Nelson. You still have this much power left? Asked Raditz. Piccolo, cried Goku. He looked at Piccolo. Hurry. Do that technique from earlier. Piccolo already placed his index and middle finger onto his forehead once again as the energy already on his fingertips, and Evil chuckled, I've been getting it ready, just in case. But it's still going to take a little bit more time. Why didn't you grab his tail? Goku shook his head, and replied, if he decided to, he could cut off his tail on his own. Why you knew about that? Shocked Raditz, who still struggled to break full Nelson out. He pulled his leg trying to make Goku fell. Goku wrapped his left foot around Raditz's foot as Raditz tried to grab his hair. Piccolo, hurry it up, please. Raditz felt pain in his chest, as well as his full body, and growled, damn. Thanks to the blow that kids landed on me. My power has dropped, and he glared behind him at Goku. Let me go, Kakarot. You idiot, you're going to get it too, clinging to me like this. Goku chuckled weakly, I'm going to die together with you. I'm going to avenge Naruto's death. Raditz shocked, why you're what? Goku turned Raditz and himself around in front of Piccolo, who's still gathering his ki. Raditz still looked at Goku. Are you out of your mind? This is the only way there is to defeat you. Son Goku, chuckled Piccolo, I'm not going to hesitate here. If I can wipe you out as well, nothing could be better for me. Then thought, but then again, your friends will probably just bring you and Naruto back to life with the Dragon Balls. Goku groaned, Piccolo, still not yet. My ribs are broken. Raditz tried to figure out how to break out of Goku's full Nelson locked. Hurry, begged Goku. Then Raditz saw the scouter that scanned Piccolo's battle powers and shocked, 1485, as he saw the Piccolo's yellow energy beam was getting larger and larger. Let me go. I was in the wrong. I'll never come to this planet again, begged Raditz. You killed Naruto anyways. Besides, you think you can fool me again, chuckled Goku. Raditz's eyes widened and looked at Goku behind him. It's no lie. Don't you believe the word of your own older brother? Goku was trying his best to lock into Raditz with his full Nelson. Piccolo, hurry and do it. Piccolo finally got his fingertips off of his forehead, but still had yellow energy beam on his fingertips. He evil chuckled, sorry to keep you waiting. Are you ready for this? Do it, demanded Goku. Raditz cried, wait. While Piccolo thrusted his fingertips, Makenko and blasted a powerful yellow spiraling beam. Raditz panicked, stop. The blast pierced through Raditz and Goku, who screamed in pain as it went through them. Raditz spilled the blood from his mouth, and screamed, ah, as Raditz fell forward on the ground while Goku fell backward on the ground. Damn it to hell, cried Raditz. Goku's GI were destroyed as he still fell backward and chuckled weakly, hee hee, and his body opened the hole between his stomach and chest. Raditz got hit on the ground at the same time as Goku got hit on the ground. Piccolo tried to gather some oxygen so he can breathe better again and stared at Raditz, who mumbled. Damn, to think that I would be done in by these guys. Piccolo chuckled, take that, and he walked toward to Raditz, who was laying on the ground. Raditz mumbled, who would have thought that Kakarot, would even lay down his own life. Piccolo stared down at Raditz and chuckled, you idiot, Son Goku and Naruto can come back to life right away. What? Shocked Raditz. Piccolo looked at the sky, and said, we have these nice things called Dragon Balls here on this planet. Explained Piccolo. By asking of them, any desire one may have can become possible. And he looked down at Raditz again. Bringing the dead back to life, for example. Damn it all, growled Raditz. Then, Raditz chuckled, still, you've told me something good, the entire situation up until now. Has been communicated to my two pals, deep in space. Piccolo puzzled, what? They know that I've been done in, said Raditz. Raditz felt the need to spill some blood from his mouth. And they will be sure to come here, to handle not only you, then he chuckled again, but to completely mop up, every last person on this planet, in the blink of an eye. And while they're at it, maybe they'll use those whatever you called them things, and have me brought back to life. The voice interrupted, those. That was Goku, who lifted his own head so he can see Raditz. Other two, when will they get here? Raditz smiled, 1 year, just 1 year from now. Piccolo trembled and asked Raditz. 1 year, 2 more of you. Who are even stronger. Your chances of winning will be absolutely zero that time for sure, laughed Raditz. Enjoy yourselves as much as you can for the next year. It was a short-lived joy, wasn't it? You guys are no more than worms, after all, haha. Piccolo had enough of Raditz talked too much, so he decided to raise his hand to put him out of misery. Sky, I think it was around here somewhere, said Bulma. Everyone were looking for them, except Sasuke. Spinach Wastes Piccolo stared at Raditz, and declared, "You're out of your misery now. You just had to go and spit out all of that uncalled for blather." Then he looked at Goku. Son Goku, he's dead. He walked toward Goku, but he looked up at the sky and that was yellow hover car. Everyone in the car looked at the scene. Kuririn saw them, and shocked, there's somebody there. Some of them are down. The only one standing is. Roshi picked up where Kuririn left the sentence, and said, Piccolo, while Piccolo was staring at the yellow hover car went past him, then he continued to walk toward Goku. Roshi shocked, what the hell? Other planet the smoke came from the destroyed house. That miserable Raditz, said the tall bald Saiyan with the similar armor to Raditz's. He had a mustache, wore scouter on his left eye as well, but the glass was a blue while he sat on the boulder. His armor was a yellow shoulder, chest was blue with the crotch pad on between his legs and he also wore black boots. That was Nappa. He's pathetic. I mean, really, said the shorter Saiyan with a large spike black hair who ate weird alien sat on the alien's corpse, for him to be killed by someone with a battle power of just a bit more than 1,000. He wore scouter on his left eye as well, but the glass was red. He wore the Saiyan armor as well, the shoulder pad was a yellow, chest was a white, and he had yellow crotch pad between his legs as well. He wore white gloves, and white boots. He also wore blue undershit. That was Vegeta, Prince of all Saiyan. What should we do? Put this planet on hold and go there? Asked Nappa. He spit the food out of his mouth and smirked. They mentioned something interesting, didn't they? Dragon, balls, or something. Yeah, it sounded like they can grant any wish. Nodded Nappa. Vegeta stood up, and chuckled, hey, Orochimaru, as he looked on his left side. Are you thinking what I'm thinking? Indeed, I do, chuckled Orochimaru. He looked very pale-skinned human with a waist-length black hair. He had amber eyes with slits in his pupils and purple marking around his eyes that looked like a snake. He wore plain gray garbs with black pants and a thick purple rope belt tied in a large knot behind his back and blue tomo-shaped earrings. He wore a black polo neck under it. Vegeta stood up, and nodded, all right then, let's go. Nappa raised his eyebrows, and asked, we're going to bring Raditz back to life, right? Don't make jokes. We don't need that good for nothing anymore. Chuckled Vegeta. He turned his back on Nappa and walked away from him, then stopped as he folded his arms, and said, we won't ever grow any older, but. Orochimaru picked up the sentence to finish where Vegeta left off. But instead have eternal youth, chuckled Orochimaru. Vegeta chuckled and looked at Nappa behind him. How does that sound? If that were so, we could enjoy fighting forever. Then he looked at Orochimaru and smiled. You don't have to worry about developing your so-called technique to gain immortality, instead we could wish for immortality would be much easier, is that right? Orochimaru nodded and evil chuckled. I get you. That would be great, chuckled Nappa as he showed his fist and clenched his fist. Spinach wastes. Earth, that's how it happened, said Piccolo. Roshi stared at Kuririn who held Goku's hands, and sighed, I see. Goku. Goku, I say, worried Kuririn. Hey, Goku, stay with us. Naruto. Naruto. Naruto, cried Sakura. Sakura shook Naruto's dead body while shredded the tear from her eyes. Why, Naruto, why? Why do you have to die? As he cried on Naruto's body. Sasuke watched Sakura crying on Naruto's body, and growled, Sakura. Just leave him be. He's already dead anyways. We don't need to concern about him. Sakura heard the word that made her really angry. That's the one of worst word ever Sasuke had make. Sasuke, even though she didn't omitted, Kun, to Sasuke's name. It's all your fault. What? It's all your fault, cried Sakura. Then Sakura looked up at Sasuke with the tear on her eyes. Oh, only if you weren't at least coward. He wouldn't have been dead right now. Shut up. I don't care about Naruto. Why do you even bother to mourn him? Because, hesitated Sakura, because he is my friend. Then he glared at Sasuke. Do you remember that Naruto thought you were dead, back in the battle with Haku? He actually care about you even though he may hate you, but he loves you from his heart as friend. Sasuke's eyes widened and realized that Sakura was right. They were friend. Flashback began age 761, June 7th Great Naruto Bridge, Land of Waves, elements surrounded by the ice mirrors while in a small mist fog trapped Sasuke and Naruto inside. Naruto ran and jumped then made a hand seal. Kage Bunshin no Jutsu. What a stubborn boy, mumbled the masked man. The masked man wore normal shinboy outfit consisted of the standard Kurigakure pinstriped outfit which stopped at his knees. He wore a green haori with white trimmings, and around his waist a brown sash with a fringe trail wrapped around his waist twice. He also wore light brown platoon sandals with straps in the same color as his kimono and nail polish on his fingernails and toenails in matching blue-green color. The masked man's long hair was gathered in a white bun holder, while 2 locks of his hair fell loose framing his face, bound with metal hair cuffs at the ends. He also wore a hunter nin mask on top of his forehead protector, which was white with thin, curved eye holes and a red wavy design in place of the mouth, as well as the Kurigakure symbol etched in the top. That was Haku. Haku drew the needle on his right hand, but Haku saw the fireball went to him coming from Sasuke. What? A fire element technique. But he actually dodged it and went into the mirror. Then he went to Naruto to dispel few of them, but that took a long. Sasuke's finger was on his mouth, and huffed another fireball to Haku and actually burned Haku's pinstriped outfit legs as Haku dodged. Panting, Sasuke saw Naruto fell on the ground, then saw that Haku's pinstriped skirt burned, and smirked, good, although it's gradual, I'm getting the timing down. Damn it, we were so close, said Naruto. Sasuke looked at Naruto and asked, Naruto, can you still move? Naruto nodded, of course I can. I'm still okay. He's exhausted, but I guess there's no wonder in that. The Shadow Clones technique uses a lot of chakra, thought Sasuke. Then he looked at Haku again and smirked, but because of that, I found a way to defeat him. Sasuke made many hand seals and looked at Naruto. Naruto, run. That which got Naruto attention. Get out of here and attack from the outside. Naruto nodded and smiled, oh okay, and tried to escape from the trapped into the wall of mirrors. Will you be able to? Asked Haku. In a blink of the eyes, Naruto got knocked away from the outside and fell on the ground. But, he refused to give up and tried to do it again. I'm not going to lose, said Naruto. Sasuke saw Haku went to Naruto and he put his fingers on his mouth. There, Kaden. Gokaku no Jutsu, and tried to hit Haku, but Haku dodged it and threw the needle at Sasuke. Before Naruto could escape, Haku stopped him and spinning kicked him while the needle hit Sasuke's shoulder. Haku got back into the mirror wall. Naruto got up, and growled, damn it. Sasuke grabbed the needle that was stuck on his left shoulder and got off. He chuckled, that was good. Naruto looked at Sasuke, what? Sasuke got up and said, let's do it again. Okay. He will most likely run out of chakra at some point, thought Sasuke. To prove it, he's gradually, as Naruto ran and tried to escape from the inside, but Sasuke ran to escape as well. I won't let it happen the way you expect, said Haku. He jumped out of the mirror and threw the needle. First, I will stop you, and the needle was aiming at Sasuke's leg and it hit. Sasuke groaned as its needle hit in his legs. Then other needle hit every of his body parts. Naruto stopped ran and looked at Sasuke worrying. Sasuke. Then the needle hit every of Naruto's body part as well. Sasuke got on one of his knees, and heard the screamed, then he shocked, that was, Sakura's voice. Did something happen? What is Kakashi doing? Naruto heard the scream as well, and was laying on the ground. Sakura-chan. Damn it, I need to do something, thought Sasuke. Naruto got on one of his knee, and said, I'll do something about this. Sasuke shocked to see that Naruto managed to get on his knee, Naruto chuckled, let's go, as he got up and groaned then stared at Haku. How futile, said Haku. Naruto made a ram hand seal, and built up chakra around his feet, then ran trying to escape to the outside. He saw Haku got to other mirror then he backflipped and ran to the different direction. Naruto, behind you, warned Sasuke. Naruto turned around and saw Haku threw a needles at Naruto's body and it hit. He fell backward on the ground. Naruto, it's impossible to get out of here, claimed Haku. I can assure you of that. Sasuke ran to Naruto, who was laying on the bridge floor, and asked, "Can you stand up, Naruto?" And Naruto struggled to get up, and continued, "Don't waste your chakra like that anymore. That's what he wants us to do." Naruto still struggled to get up, and groaned, "I know," then fall asleep because he exhausted and needed to rest. "Damn it, this isn't looking good at all," thought Sasuke. I need to do something," as he looked at Haku. He got on his feet, and stared at Haku. "My eyes are getting used to his movement. I will put an end to this now," said Haku. He threw many needles at Sasuke, but the young Avenger deflected every needles with the needle. "What?" shocked Haku. Sasuke got on his knees, and stared at Naruto. "Stand up, idiot," growled Sasuke. Naruto got on his butt, and growled, "I know, stop being so annoying." Then Sasuke and he saw more Haku appeared on each mirror. Haku threw needles at both Sasuke and Naruto, but Sasuke deflected every and each needles that was coming at him with the needle. Haku tried to kill Naruto with the needle, but Sasuke pushed Naruto out of the way and deflected the needles again. Sasuke groaned and he saw more needles on his knees. Haku mumbled, "That boy sees something. What is he able to see? Fine, then I will." He disappeared, wondered Sasuke. He saw no trace of Haku inside the mirror. Where did he go? As he looked for the trace of Haku. "Naruto, you better not faint. I can't cover for you any longer. I don't need your help," said Naruto, but then he was too exhausted to get up, so he finally fall asleep. Sasuke shocked while he glanced over his shoulder at Naruto, and thought, "Looks like that boy can't move anymore." Then he saw Haku above him inside the mirror. He threw a needle at Haku, but couldn't get to through the mirror and got deflected by the mirror. "Wonderful. You move very brilliantly," chuckled Haku while Sasuke looked for him. "You move a lot, but I will stop you with the next shot." As he threw 3 needles at Sasuke, but the raven-haired boy dodged it. Movement, reflexes, and situation analyzation ability, all that should be worn out, while Sasuke looked for a real Haku. Sasuke gritted his teeth, and thought, "Calm down, concentrate, and see through him," and his eyes were widened. Haku threw a needle once again. Sasuke picked an unconscious Naruto and jumped to dodge 7 needles. He landed on the ground safety while holding Naruto in his arms. He dropped Naruto and tried to get some air to breath again, then looked at Haku with scowl on his face. His eyes were red with 2 around his pupil, a Sharingan. Haku shocked, "You are. It was only for a little bit, but I saw it," thought Sasuke. "I see, so you possess a Kekkei Genkei," said Haku. Haku drew another 3 needles, then got his eyes on Naruto, who was unconscious, as his right hand drew another 3 needles. He got out of the mirror, and went to Naruto. "What?" shocked Sasuke. Then Sasuke went to Naruto and thought, "Make it in time," and took 6 needles while defending Naruto, then grabbed Haku's arms and whipped him around and threw him against one of the mirror. Haku fell on the bridge floor. Naruto was still laying on the ground, and woke up, then turned around his head and saw Haku was laying front on the ground, while Sasuke said, "Really, you're a burden. All the time." Then Naruto looked at Sasuke and smiled, "You did it, Sasuke." Then his eyes were widened because he saw Sasuke took a lot of needles. The bleed spilled on the floor coming from Sasuke's body while Sasuke was standing. Sasuke glanced over his shoulder at Naruto and said weakly, "Look at yourself, you idiot." Naruto got on his butt and asked, "Why?" He sniffed, "You protected me." "Who knows?" chuckled Sasuke weakly. His pupil became gray, and was about to fall backward, but he kept his feet on the balance. He remembered the bond between him and Naruto before the battle on the bridge began. He smiled because he had a good time with Naruto. "I hated you." Naruto got up, and growled, "Why? Why did you protect me?" And he could heard Sasuke chuckled, then he clenched his left fist. He yelled on top of his lungs, and cried, "I didn't ask you to." Sasuke said weakly, "Who knows? My body moved of its own accord, idiot," and he finally fell backward on the ground, but Naruto ran to get to him before Sasuke could get hit on the floor. "Naruto got him." "Sasuke!" cried Naruto. Sasuke looked at Naruto, and said weakly, "That man, I didn't want to die until I killed my brother," and he raised his hand and tried to hold of Naruto's orange jumpsuit. He warned, "You, don't die." And he could see Naruto's eyes were really mad. He let his arm down, and closed his eyes. Before Sasuke actually lost any concussion, he could swore that he heard Naruto's voice changed and growled, "I'll kill you," and he finally lost concussion and didn't know what happened to Naruto anyways. The next thing Sasuke regained concussion, he could see the blur of the sky, and thought, did I die? Sasuke could hear the familiar voice cried, Sasuke-kun. Sakura, thought Sasuke. He finally opened his eyes and saw old man with gray-haired, bespectacled man with a large beard and dark eyes. He had glasses, wore a sleeveless V-neck shirt with an obi, pants and pair of sandals. He also carried a towel around his neck. It was Tazuna who was very sad. And he saw Sakura who was crying on his legs. Sakura, you're heavy, said Sasuke. Sakura's head got off of his legs and looked at Sasuke with the tears on his eyes, and shocked, Sasuke-kun, and she was crying happily to see that Sasuke was still alive. Sasuke-kun, 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 as she hugged him. Sakura, that hurts, groaned Sasuke. Tazuna rubbed the tears off of his eyes, and smiled at Sakura. Sasuke struggled to get up, but he managed to get on his butt. No, don't move, warned Sakura. Sasuke groaned while Sakura helped him to get him up. He saw that mirror of wall no longer existed, and he didn't see any trace of Naruto and Haku, so he decided to ask, where's Naruto? And what happened to that masked guy? Naruto is safe, said Sakura. And that masked boy died. Sasuke got in shocked while Sakura looked left at the scene. He stared at her. Died. Did Naruto kill him? Sakura shook her head. No. Naruto really did a lot of number on Haku because he thought you died. But, sighed Sakura, Haku protected Zabuza, and, then she and Sasuke looked at Naruto, the silver-haired who was on his knees staring at bunch of thugs. They saw the guy who dressed like Haku looked like a woman laying on the floor died. Then Sakura smiled and chuckled, I believed in you. You must have dodged the attacks to avoid serious damage. Sasuke stared at Haku who passed away, and thought, he must have done it on purpose from the beginning, and he turned his head at Naruto, here I thought he was weak. Did he really almost kill him? Sasuke could remember when Naruto said something like, I'll kill you. Even though he didn't know that silver-haired named Hatake Kakashi was the one who accident killed Haku in front of missing nin swordman named Momochi Zabuza. Flashback ended. Sasuke stared at Sakura who was crying on Naruto's chest. Naruto, thought Sasuke. Bulma walked to Gohan and looked at Sasuke and Sakura, then smiled, do not worry. We can use Dragon Balls and bring Naruto back to life. Which caused Sakura's eyes widened. Sakura's head got off of Naruto's chest and glanced over her shoulder with the tears remained on her eyes and smiled, really? Bulma nodded while she placed his left hand around Gohan's spine, and put his right hand on the chest so he can felt the breath of Gohan. Then she looked at Roshi, and others. Gohan-kun is fine. He's just unconscious. Roshi and Kuririn nodded, but they heard Goku said, thank, and they looked at Goku again. Goku smiled who was still holding Kuririn's hand. Goodness. Kuririn stared at Goku, and shocked, he's coming around. Goku. Goku chuckled weakly, Chi-Chi won't chew me out. Bulma pulled Gohan while his left was on the back of Gohan's head, and his right hand was on his chest staring at Goku, and worried, Sun-kun. Goku chuckled weakly, Kuririn, this dying stuff, it's pretty, and nasty, ain't it? Kuririn chuckled, why you might say that. Then he realized it was not the right time to laugh, and shocked, what are you saying, Goku? Don't give up. This isn't like you. Goku. Worried Roshi who was next to Piccolo. This time, it doesn't look so good for me, chuckled Goku weakly. Don't worry. We'll bring you back to life right away, said Kuririn. And Naruto. Yeah, Naruto too, said Kuririn. Goku chuckled weakly. I'm counting on it, was all Goku could say before he passed away. Everyone except Sasuke and Piccolo were in shock that Goku died. Goku, sniffed Kuririn. Kuririn yelled on the top of his lungs, Goku. Goku. Other planet Nappa, Vegeta, and Orochimaru walked toward three space pods similar to Raditz' space pod when Raditz's first arrival on the Earth. Everything else aside, Kakaro's son's battle power, as well as blonde brat, was unusually high, compared to Saiyan children. Said Vegeta. He rested his left arms on his own spacepod. It could have been some kind of mistake, couldn't it? Asked Nappa. Vegeta shook his head, and replied, no, there's no mistake. Raditz did actually take a great deal of damage from two kids' attack. Then he rubbed his chin. Apparently, when our blood is mixed with an Earthling's, it results in a hybrid with mighty power. Then he looked at Orochimaru, who was next to his own space pod as well, with the snake drawn on the pod. That blonde brat must be Uzumaki Naruto you mention, right? Orochimaru nodded and chuckled. That's right. I could never forgot that he has shattered my planning to put curse mark on Sasuke, invade the Konoha and kill old geezer. That damned fox brat. HMPH. A Super Saiyan and Jinchuriki, you mean, chuckled Nappa. He turned around and thumped on his own spacepod as its door opened. I get it. If we were to produce those guys one after another, and he took a seat inside pod, then once again, Saiyan rule will no longer be a dream. Vegeta got in and sit inside the pod, and chuckled as he folded his arm. You've got to be kidding. Just watch those guys grow and gain even greater power for themselves. Then it will be our positions that are in danger. Nappa folded his arms, and nodded. That would be true. Vegeta said, in any case, we will exterminate everyone on Earth. Then he looked at Orochimaru. Of course, except Sasuke you've been expecting. And he looked at Nappa. 3 days should be enough for that. Orochimaru got inside his own space pod and chuckled. No, I would say 2 days. Do you think I would be powerless just like I had when I was first here? You taught me everything you knew, Vegeta. Vegeta chuckled. That's true. 2 days should be enough, then. As the door closed on each pod, they released such a power launch and went to outer space. Until then, let's have ourselves a good, long sleep for a first time in a while. See you next year, Nappa and Vegeta, said Orochimaru. Yeah, I'll look forward to seeing you in a year, said Nappa. 3 spacepod went at such higher speed on way to Earth they promised. Spinach wastes. Earth, Goku. Goku, cried Kuririn. He shook Goku's corpse body trying to wake him up. Goku. Sun-kun, said Bulma, who was carrying unconscious Gohan. She shook her head while shredding the tear from her eyes. I can't stand you dying. Kuririn kept cried Goku's name. Goku. Sasuke walked toward along with Sakura, who was carrying Naruto in his arms. Sakura stared at Goku. Goku-san, and then she looked at Naruto in Sasuke's arms. Naruto. All of a sudden, Kuririn saw Goku's corpse disappeared, which caused everyone shocked except Piccolo. He vanished. Shocked Kuririn. Sakura was staring at Naruto in Sasuke's arms, but his corpse disappeared as well. What? Naruto vanished too. Shocked Sakura. Piccolo chuckled. I get it. This is Kami's doing. As he stared at Piccolo, Roshi, and Sasuke's confused looks, this is something he would be capable of. That bastard. He's thinking of using Son Goku again in Naruto for some nonsense or other. Some nonsense? Confused Bulma. Age 761. October 12th. Before Naruto's death, Naruto's mindscape, the demon fox saw that it was getting dark and dark. Damn you, miserable fool. And he growled, to think you would be done in by this Saiyan. Then he chuckled, I will be back when I reassemble here again. Just you watch, Naruto, as he closed his eyes after Naruto died. Spinach wastes. Earth after Goku and Naruto vanished, Sakura stared at nothing but grass, and wondered, they vanished. This is Kami's doing, I'll bet. Chuckled Piccolo, which caused Sakura to look at him confused. Piccolo walked away from her and chuckled, this is something he would be capable of. As he went to pick his cape and headwear up. What? Confused Sakura. Kuririn sighed and walked toward Raditz's corpse. I wonder what he intends to do with him, and stared down at Raditz. Nevertheless, if it is Kami-sama, then we can relax, thought Kuririn as he picked Gohan's hat. In any case, we need to hurry and gather the other 6 balls, and bring Goku and Naruto back to life. Bulma growled, good grief. At a critical time like this, I wonder where Yamcha and the others have gone off to. You were the one who chased him away, weren't you? Deadpanned Kuririn. But then again, how did Sun Kun's brother know where he was so easily, wondered Bulma. Piccolo cleaned his headwear off of dust, and replied, it's that strange device he has attached to his face. It seems to be able to tell an opponent's strength and location. Bulma handed unconscious Gohan to the turtle hermit. Kuririn. Kuririn nodded. Right. Kuririn ran to Roshi while Bulma walked to the corpse of Raditz. Here. He put the hat on Gohan's chest. That thing, huh? Kuririn, remove it, would you? Ordered Bulma. As sure. Chuckled Kuririn nervously. He's not about to come back to life or anything, right? Then he picked the scouter up. Bulma put the scouter attached to her left eyes and stared at Kuririn with the weird code appeared on the scouter. She picked the tools up from her pocket and pressed the hole of the scouter as it opened. So this here does that, said Bulma. She tapped the tool on small square metal box. This is an incredible mechanism. It's a little bit damaged, but I think I can do something with it. You sure are incredible, Bulma-san, said Kuririn. Bulma stared at Kuririn with the smile on her face proudly. Once I take this back, study it, and make some alterations, we just might be able to find out where Yamcha and Tenshinhan and the others are. Whatever we do, let's go back to the Kame house for the time being, said Roshi. Bulma looked at Roshi and nodded, right. There's nothing more we can do here, huh? Kuririn nodded. Okay then, right after that, I'll go looking for the Dragon Balls. I'll go with you to look for the Dragon Balls, Kuririn-san, said Sakura. Then Roshi glanced over his shoulder at Piccolo and asked, Piccolo, what do you plan to? All of the suddenly, they got startled, included Sasuke, by Piccolo, who's growled. It's like Piccolo tried to strain himself something while Kuririn walked backward in fear. Then he looked at his left arm less, Then suddenly, the left arm had been growth. Everyone had reactions to Piccolo's regeneration. Just like a lizard's tail, shocked Kuririn. He regenerated, shocked Roshi. It is scary, thought Bulma. He is monster, mumbled Sakura herself while chuckled. What? Shocked Sasuke. Piccolo stretched his left arm trying to get used to his new arm. You guys search for the Dragon Balls. Kami doesn't have the kind of power it takes to restore life. However, I'm going to be taking charge of Son Goku's son there. What? Was all everyone could say. Kuririn ran the few feet and stopped there. You're kidding, right? What do you plan to do with him? Then widened his eyes. I know what it is. You're planning to eat him, huh? Eat him, shocked Piccolo. What are you going to do? Asked Bulma. Why yeah, what are you going to do with Gohan-kun? Wondered Sakura. This Gohan kid should give us some powerful fighting potential, depending on the training he gets. For us to confront the two Saiyans who are to arrive here in another year, we're going to need his power. To that end, I'm going to have to train him, replied Piccolo, then chuckled. I was planning to take Naruto with me as well, but he died. Oh, well, why you what? Shocked Sakura. Why you can't seriously be saying that, chuckled Kuririn nervously. I'm not sure if that's going to be agreeable, you know, chucked Bulma nervously. Roshi cleared his throat. We'll first have to take it up with Goku, as well as his mother, Chi-Chi. We don't have the time to spare for that, growled Piccolo. Keep up that bickering, and I'll take him away, even if it means killing you to do so. Chuckling, he used telekinesis power to pick Gohan up from Roshi's arm to Piccolo, which startled others. He was holding Gohan under his arms. After a year has passed, I'll be coming to your house, together with this kid. When Son Goku comes back to life, tell him he can wait in expectation until then. Then he finally levitate from the ground, and flew away from them. Sakura gulped. Do you think Gohan-kun will be fine? I don't know. I don't know about this, replied Bulma while staring at Piccolo flew away. He's going to die. Even if he's lucky, he's still going to become a delinquent, admitted Kuririn. Then he stared at the Dragon Ball hat. Goku and Chi-Chi-san are going to be upset. I guess I have no choice but to train you, Sasuke and Sakura, said Roshi. What? Replied both Sakura and Sak. I will teach you the basic of martial arts. You will learn how to use ki as well, said Roshi. Then he saw that Sakura and Sasuke smirked, then smiled. Oh, don't think I'll go easy on you. It would be tougher than you expect. It won't be like tree walking. It won't be like the training you used to have when you were a ninja. I will train you just like I did to Kuririn and Goku to strengthen you up. Sasuke chuckled. I am in, then got in thought, perfect. After Naruto and Goku have been brought back to life, I will gather 7 Dragon Balls to grant me for eternal life once I have a power. I will be able to beat Itachi. Me, too, replied Sakura, then got in thought, Naruto. When you come back, you would be surprised that I become stronger. I thought you won't take any student anymore, asked Kuririn. I changed my mind, replied Roshi. Then he looked at the sky. Other world, check-in station. And that is why I have brought them here as flesh and blood, said Kami, to ask that they be allowed to train. If you please, great Lord Enma-sama, allow them to call on Kaio-sama. Kami was in middle of Goku and Naruto, and they lay the hand on Both's shoulder. Son Goku, indeed, his achievements have been outstanding. Uzumaki Naruto. Uzumaki. It's like I've seen that name before. He must be from other dimension. Thought Lord Enma who read the book. So you're asking that someone who could go to heaven be allowed to put themselves at risk of danger, travel the Serpentine Road, and meet with Kaio-sama, then? Asked Lord Enma. Lord Enma was a large ogre. He wore a beard, he had a helmet with 2 horns, and he was colossal in size. Even his desk was at least 3 times taller than Goku and Naruto. Kami nodded, yes, as he put the hand on Naruto and Goku off of them. Suuuggggge. Shocked Naruto reactions to the large orge's large size. He had a golden halo above his head. Say, does everyone come here when they die? Wondered Goku while staring at he had a golden halo above his head as well. That's right, replied Kami. Even aliens? Asked Goku. Even other dimension? Asked Naruto. Kami nodded and chuckled, All who die have judgment passed upon them here, to determine whether they are to go to heaven or hell. Goku looked up at Enma. Hey, just a little bit before me, did a guy named Raditz wash up here? Asked Goku. And now look here, you need to say, did he come through? Lectured Kami. Enma read the book and nodded, he was here, all right. He was your brother, as he flipped the paper over. He's now hell-bound, of course. Didn't he raise a commotion? Wondered Goku. He did raise a commotion, but I put him down. Replied Enma. Goku shocked. You sure are strong, You took care of somebody that awesome, which made Enma proud. Then he looked at Kami with the smiles on his face. Maybe I should get Pops here to train me, cheered Goku. Naruto nodded in awe, that's right. I want large guy to train me, too. Shish. Your voice is too loud, whispered Kami, you shouldn't be addressing Enma-sama in that tone. But, said both Naruto and Goku. Keep quiet, Kaio-sama is even stronger, whispered Kami. Enma clenched his right fist in front of his face, and chuckled as he growled, I heard that, Kami of Earth, which startled Kami, when you die, maybe I ought to send you to hell. Please forgive me, surely, I never thought that would reach your ears, chuckled Kami nervously. I should have expected as much of some who has, the devil's own ears. Just kidding, as he rubbed his head while laughing nervously. Then he stopped laughing and stared at Enma who was sweat-dropped as well as random ogres sweat-dropped, even Naruto. You've got no sense of humor, sweat-dropped Enma. Kami waved him off, and blushed on his cheeks while chuckled a little. Nope. Very well. If you wish to go that badly, you may go to where Kaio-sama is. Sighed Enma. Thank you very much. Sighed Kami with the relief. Naruto got something on his mind. That's right. Then he looked up at the large ogre again. Hey, did my parent happen to be here when they died 12 years ago? I don't know who my parent is. Can you do that? Address Enma-sama properly, demanded Kami. Enma looked at Naruto, and replied, sure, I can do. It will take a lot of time to find out who your parent is. Thank you very much, appreciated Naruto. I'll call a guide over for you. Leave through there and wait for him. Described Lord Enma as he pointed his thumb at the outside. Naruto and Goku nodded and smiled, okay, as they ran toward the outside, however was stopped by Lord Enma. However, I can't be responsible for you if you fall from the Serpentine Road. Warned Enma. Naruto and Goku stared at Enma with confused looks. Kami walked past the large desk, then looked at Naruto and Goku, and smiled, all right then, good luck. This whole year will be a challenge, after all. Goku looked at Kami and smiled, right. I ain't sure what's going on, but anyhow, I'll go see this Kaio-sama guy. Naruto nodded, yeah, I am looking forward to see Kaio-sama guy, believe it. While Kami nodded, Goku waved goodbye at Kami, and smiled, thanks. Say hi to Mr. Popo for me, and he looked at Naruto, let's go, Naruto. Naruto nodded, right, as Goku and he left the check-in station. Then, Kami mumbled to himself, then again, our Earth has drawn the attention of some rather egregious folks. We might indeed be in for some real trouble this time. Even if we were to petition Shenlong to dispose of them, they probably wouldn't be able to win out against the incredible power of the Saiyans. Even if Son Goku and Uzumaki Naruto do get trained by Kaiosama, just how much will they improve? Our one and only salvation is Goku's son. How is Piccolo going to raise Son Gohan? And in this limited time, how will? Shut up, growled Enma as he thumped his fist on the desk, which caused the station shook and startled Cammy. You're disturbing me. Would you go home already? Hey, what's taking so long? Asked the random dead guys. Cammy looked at Enma and chuckled nervously. Excuse me. Please excuse me. As he rubbed his back and walked to right while he was in front of Enma to leave the station. On way to Serpentine Road, the ogre drove the car as Goku and Naruto looked at the cloud beneath the road. Thank you for your patience, said the ogre driver. I will now guide you to where the head of the serpent is. The Serpentine Road is very long. Are you in healthy shape? Goku looked at the ogre driver and dumbfounded. Nope. I'm dead, so I ain't in very healthy shape at all, am I? While the ogre driver felt urged to facepalm. What kind of person is Kaiosama, by the way? Asked Naruto. Ah yes, Kaiosama is the gentleman that stands above all the Kami-sama throughout the universe, replied the ogre driver. Really? He must be an incredible, said Naruto in awe. Goku looked up through the window and smiled. I'm sure he must be strong, then. Naruto got something in his mind. Oh, yeah, as he looked at Goku. Goku-san. Yo, replied Goku. Can you teach me how to use ki, and how to fly when we get to Serpentine Road? Begged Naruto. Sure, Naruto, agreed Goku. Awesome, cheered Naruto. Sky, Earth, a yellow hover car was on way to Kame House. We can't very well not say anything about this to Chi-Chi, said Roshi as he looked at Kuririn, who was worrying about Gohan. Kuririn, go on over there and explain the situation to her for us. Me, shocked Kuririn nervously. Bulma, who was driving the hover car, looked at Kuririn behind her, and sighed. She appears to be an education-minded mama, so you're going to get killed for sure. While Kuririn gulped. That's right. You're Goku's best friend, aren't you? Go tell Chi-Chi, demanded Sakura. Why me? Disappointed Kuririn. Otherworld head of the Serpentine Road. While the ogre driver was still driving the red car with no expression changed, Naruto was sleeping on Goku's shoulder, and Goku was sleeping as well with his hand on his chin, snoring. They got bored because the road to head of the serpent was very far away from check-in station. Okay, we're here, said the ogre driver, which woke Goku and Naruto up. The ogre driver opened the roof almost as if it was door, and got off the car. Goku and Naruto blinked while staring at the snake with its mouth open that had large fang and snake's tongue. This is the Serpentine Road, then? Asked Goku. The ogre driver nodded. Yes. Oh, wow. This snake looks like Orochimaru's snake, shocked Naruto. Goku and Naruto got off the car and stared at the long Serpentine Road. What do we do from here? Wondered Goku. The ogre driver turned around and pointed at Serpentine Road, and smiled. Earnestly press on as you travel along this serpent, if you please. It leads to where Kaiosama is. Yes indeed. Goku and Naruto were on head of the serpent, and put his hand on their forehead while scanned through the road. Goku's eyes widened. It sure looks long. Yes. According to legend, it's approximately 1 million kilos long, replied the ogre driver with proud smile. 1 million kilos, shocked both Goku and Naruto. Has anyone ever reached the end? Asked Naruto. The ogre driver pointed up the index finger and nodded. As I recall, in the last billion years, Great Lord Enma has been the one of two, yes indeed. That older guy, huh? Well, even so, as long as there's someone who has reached the end, we might be able to manage something too, said Goku. Naruto asked, who is the another? The ogre driver smiled. I believe the name goes to Yondaime Hokage of Konohagakure, Namikaze Minato. He made it there 12 years ago. What? Are you serious? Shocked Naruto. Then he looked at the cloud with excited on his face. Alright, we will reach the end for sure, believe it. Please be absolutely careful not to fall off into the clouds, said the ogre driver, which drew Naruto and Goku's attention. After all, beneath the clouds is where hell is, and you will never return again. Oh, really? Asked Goku and Naruto. Rats, I should have brought a bento lunch or something, sighed Goku while he looked for the end of the Serpentine Road. Oh, man, I should have brought a ramen, sighed Naruto while he looked for the end of the serpentine road as well. The ogre driver chuckled. That's all right, sir. You guys are already dead, so I doubt there's any chance of you starving to death. Yes indeed. Oh, yeah, cheered Goku and Naruto. Okay, then, said the orange driver as he approached the car but was stopped by Goku. Oh, that's right. I have a favor I'd like to ask, said Goku while crouched to look down at the orge, and asked, do you know you're an Baba? Yes, she comes by once in a while. Goku smiled happily, thank goodness. The next time she comes, right? Ask her to tell old-timer Turtle Hermit not to bring me back to life for 1 year for us. The orge wrote on his notepad, and nodded, understood. Let's see, 1 year. The Turtle Hermit-sama, right? Goku-san, said Naruto, which got Goku's attention. Why 1 year? Because so we can get stronger to defeat Saiyans, replied Goku. Oh, I suppose you're right. I missed Sakura-chan already, frowned Naruto. Goku stood up and smiled. Okay, guess we'll go now. Then he puffed his hand and rubbed his hand, then looked at the orge. So in short, all we have to do is not fall off the snake, right? Yes, be sure not to, smiled the orge. Naruto, get on my back, said Goku as he smiled. Naruto got on his back while wrapped his legs around his waist and his arms hung over his neck while Goku supported Naruto's legs. Bukujutsu, as he flew past the road. The ogre's sweat dropped. That's cheating. Break wasteland. Earth Piccolo landed on the water and gripped unconscious Gohan's back shirt with his right hand. Wake up already, son of Son Goku, but Gohan didn't wake up. Piccolo dropped Gohan to splash the water and went under the water. The bubble flowed around the lake. Finally, Gohan couldn't hold the breath, so he had to wake up and trying to get some breath as he sneezed. Achoo, we need to talk. Come up out of the water, demanded Piccolo, which startled Gohan. Gohan glanced over his shoulder and looked up at the scowl face of Piccolo, which scared him. Who are you? Father, Naruto-san, as he ran around the lake and cried, Father. Where are you? Save me. Father, Naruto-san. Father, Naruto-san. Father, I'm scared. I'm scared. Sheesh, you dirty brat, annoyed Piccolo as he walked toward Gohan and picked the crybaby Gohan. Don't give me any trouble. Few minutes later, Gohan had crying stood for about minutes, which annoyed Piccolo. Piccolo clenched his right fist and growled, stop your bawling. If you don't get quiet, I'm going to snap your neck, in which finally made Gohan stopped crying. Ready? Listen close to what I have to say. First, your father has died, which caused Gohan to shock. Second, blonde brat named Naruto has died as well, which caused Gohan to shock even more. You remember a little bit of that, right? In order to defeat that man, Raditz killed Naruto and Goku sacrificed himself. Gohan's eyes widened and remembered what happened during the battle. Flashback began. Goku was laying the ground, who was in pain, and warned, run away, Gohan. Run away. Then he glanced over his shoulder as Raditz was on way to him with the angry look on the Saiyan's face. Flashback ended. Father, Naruto-san, mumbled Gohan softly as he was about to cry. Whoa, now, don't you cry. I really will snap your neck, threatened Piccolo. He could see that Gohan was trying to hold cry back as he sniffed. He smirked and glad that he didn't have to hear Gohan's bawling again. He folded his arms and looked at Gohan. You've heard about the Dragon Balls from your father, right? Goku's friends should be gathering them to bring Naruto and your father back to life. However, that's not what the problem is. While Gohan gulped, he continued, we managed to deal with the guy who kidnapped you, but in a year from now, it seems that some even more terrible friends of his will be coming. Once they do, then even with having Son Goku and Naruto return to life, there's absolutely no chance of us winning with just them and myself. We need your power too. Train yourself to learn the tactics of fighting, and defend the earth, finished Piccolo. Gohan shocked and shook his head, me? You can't mean it. I can't fight at all. Apparently, you still haven't realized it yourself, said Piccolo. The power that you have locked within you is something else. That's why we're going to draw out that power through training, until you can use it effectively. It can't be. I don't have any power like that. You want to see some proof? Chuckled Piccolo as he gripped on Gohan's head. What are you doing? Panicked Gohan, as Piccolo lifted Gohan. Ow. That hurts. That hurts. Stop it. That hurts. as he thumped on the green-skinned warrior's arm. Piccolo looked at the large and tall rock, and smiled as he threw Gohan toward the large and tall rock. "Here you go," cried Piccolo. "Come on, show me that power you have locked away," thought Piccolo. All of a sudden, just before Gohan was closing onto the large and tall rock, he became angry on his face, and gritted his teeth. He raised his hands at it while the blue orb was around him as he blasted through the rock. Boom! Piccolo was in shock and had to guard his eyes with his hand and closed his eyes so he won't go blind as the large dust came up because Gohan destroyed the rock. Finally, he opened his eyes and took a look, then his eyes widened. What the? The paved of the sand was coming from Gohan's blast, which was the rock. It was a very large paved of the sand, apparently it was large blast coming from Gohan. What a surprise. This is more than I imagined, as he walked toward Gohan with the serious face. I've got mixed feelings about this. Here I am about to raise someone who could turn out to be my most fearsome opponent in the future. Gohan sat on the grass while was in shock and asked, "That's what I did." "That's right. Looks like you've more or less realized it now," replied Piccolo as he folded his arms. "When your emotions become considerably raised, the natural power that you have locked up inside you is exhibited. However, it only lasts for an instant. We can't beat them like that," as Gohan glanced over his shoulder at Piccolo. "I'm going to drill into you the way to fight, and turn you into the greatest warrior ever. You got that? But I don't want to learn to be a martial artist. I want to be a great scholar." Piccolo chuckled, "So become one. Just do it after we've defeated the two Saiyans who will be coming in a year. They're planning to exterminate every person on Earth. If they do that, your future's not going to be worth crap, is it?" "But I'm scared." "Stop your griping. You want to get killed right now," growled Piccolo. Gohan got startled by Piccolo and fell backward. Piccolo continued, "We don't have time. We're going to begin right now. Take off your tunic immediately." Gohan got off quickly and do as Piccolo say. "Once father comes back to life, I want to be taught by father." Piccolo chuckled, "That's too bad. He certainly is strong, but he's not at all cut out to be a teacher. He doesn't have any of the firmness it takes to handle others. You can easily tell that just by looking at how spoiled you are." Otherworld. Serpentine Road. Naruto was riding on Goku's back while he was flying. "Achoo. Ha. Bless you," said Naruto, who was on his back. Suddenly, Goku landed on the Serpentine Road, so Naruto had to got off. "What's wrong, Goku?" "Oh, I've used up too much strength, and now I can't fly anymore," said Goku. "Geez, look like we have to run then," sighed Naruto. "Yeah. Oh, now I remember. While we are at it, you promised me to teach me how to use ki." "Oh, that's right," remembered Goku. Of course, you will have to learn how to use ki before you can fly." "Yeah, tell me," excited Naruto. "Okay, let's see. Where should I start with?" "Oh, yeah," began Goku. "All you have to do is to tap your life force into energy." "Okay, how do I do it?" "I heard ki is much easier than chakra to control." "That's right, it is easier to control. You just need to focus in the center of the body," explained Goku as he held up his index finger. "By drawing it out, you need to be able to manipulate it and use it for performances outside the body." Then he scanned through the Serpentine Road and there's nowhere near the end. "We need to run while you learn how to control your ki, okay?" Naruto nodded and grinned, "Right. Thank goodness. I thought you're like Iruka-sensei or Kakashi-sensei." Goku laughed. "I don't explain very long. I just like to keep it simple," as he rubbed his hair. Finally, they ran on way to see Kaio. Break Wasteland. Earth. Gohan had to undress his tunic, then folded the tunic on the grass. Then he looked up at Piccolo, and gulped, "What should I do for training?" What should I do to train?" Piccolo chuckled while his arms was uncrossed. "To begin with, you don't need to do anything. Just live. Live." Confused Gohan. "Right. Try surviving all by yourself without anything happening to you," said Piccolo while smiling at Gohan. "If you can survive without incident for 6 months, I'll teach you how to fight." 6 months? By myself? In this place? Trembled Gohan as he looked around him, then glanced at Piccolo and shook his head. "No way. I'll die of loneliness." "You won't be lonesome. This place is teeming with beasts that are thirsting for blood. No, don't do this. Don't leave me here. Right now. You don't have time to be spoiled." "But," Survive somehow for the next 6 months, and made yourself tougher, both physically and mentally. Do not forget that you hold the key to Earth's fate in your hand. Believe in your own power. And learn some way to effectively draw out that power. But I, sniffed Gohan. Piccolo walked away from Gohan, and said, "See you later." Then stopped and glanced over his shoulder at Gohan, chuckled, "Oh, right, right. Don't think about trying to escape from here. This place is surrounded by nothing but expansive hellish desert. In other words, it's a world of death that's enough to make this place look like heaven. Wait, where is there any food? What about baths? What about a bed? What about books, and notebooks, and pencils, and," panicked Gohan. "You think there's any of that arranged for you here, sonny boy?" chuckled Piccolo. "Oh, no, that's horrible. If you have to blame something, then blame your own fate." "The way I do," sighed Piccolo as he jumped and hovered above Gohan while Gohan waved Piccolo to wait, but Piccolo left anyways. Gohan chased and tried to catch Piccolo on the ground. "Wait, I'm scared. Don't leave me here," and Piccolo went above the cloud and left. Gohan tried to get some oxygen and looked around him, then got on his knees crying like a baby. Came house outside the came house, Roshi threw the turtle shells at Sasuke and Sakura. "Wear this when you're training for 6 months, then after that, you guys will learn how to master ki another 6 months. Sakura sighed, and asked, "What are we going to train today and rest of the months?" "I will do the same to you what I just did to Goku and Kuririn. Deliver the milk, chase by shark, got sting by bee, and etc. That's what I will train you. However, I will train you in the slow progress by one every day. You will wake up at 4 o'clock morning," replied Roshi. What's up with all of this crappy training? Teach me some technique like Goku just did," demanded Sasuke. "Oh, turtle destruction wave. Sorry, but I will not teach you how to use the technique until I trust that you're ready," said Roshi.